Cool.
All right, welcome to the Golden Butterflies podcast episode on Chainsaw Man. So we will be talking about the manga and maybe some of the anime, but we've all finished the manga. This will be spoiler heavy. So if you haven't read it yet, if you're not up to date, I would stop watching this right now. There is no guarantee that you will not be spoiled.
I actually get mad about spoilers and type them in the comments. Type about your rage about us spoiling you in the comments, and we'll get more engagement. Thank you.
We will kill the spoiler devil. It will be fine. We will swallow the spoiler devil whole, and the spoilers will not exist anymore. You won't have to fucking think about it.
Exactly.
It's fine.
There's nothing to spoil because it's already spoiled now.
We're going to break this out. This is kind of going to be a free-for-all, so it's going to be kind of ebbing and flowing with the conversation. There will be an effort to try to keep it contained to part 1 and part 2. So if we're feeling chipper, maybe we will timestamp it. But again, I cannot guarantee that there will not be spoilers for either part within either
Spoilers
part.
Are guaranteed.
Spoilers are guaranteed, yeah. I am someone who does not give a shit about spoilers, so I know other people do.
I do care about spoilers.
This is the deep dive.
This
is the big deep dive. We're getting through everything. We're laying it all out here.
It's the world we live in now. If you don't want to get spoiled for something, you got to go out of your way to get caught up as soon as possible. Don't look at any social media.
Just get your grind up, Skibbity. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So we'll all introduce ourselves. So the way we're going to do it, just a brief introduction, is I kind of wanted to, so we'll go round robin and I'll start. So we'll talk about how we got into Chainsaw Man, and then we'll also talk about our reading style. So if you read it weekly or binged it, because I do think that will kind of determine your enjoyment with the series overall.
For sure. Has an effect.
It does. So I am Brody. I got into Chainsaw Man. I watched the anime first. So all of my friends were talking about it. And I'd already known about like Makima and like the Gojo Makima discourse, because Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man are kind of combined in the fandom. Because it'd be like Gojo versus Makima, who would win. So all my friends at the time were watching or reading Chainsaw Man. So I decided to watch it. I loved the anime a lot, and I downloaded the Shonen Jump manga app, and I read up to the beginning of the Falling Devil arc in a weekend.
God damn.
And I have read it weekly since that point in time, or bi-weekly, depending on the schedule. And I am someone who, I spend a lot of time in the fandom. On the Reddit. So actually it's funny because my all-time highest karma post on Reddit is related to Chainsaw Man, the Falling Devil arc, when she's introduced, and it's man's greatest fear, a tall woman with a large vagina.
Based.
That's based.
I think I got like 1,000 karma off it. I was like, yeah.
I would updo that. I will updo that.
I will updo that. That's very based.
So I will hand this off to Crona, so she can introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Crona. My YouTube channel is called GigaDonk. Go subscribe, asshole. I got into Chainsaw Man around the release of the anime. I think I read the first chapter back when it like first dropped, when there was a lot of buzz about it on Twitter or something. It's like I read the first chapter on the Shonen Jump app because that was just my job at the time, was really boring, and I was reading manga 24/7. I didn't think much of it at the time. It's just, it's a chapter 1. It's just, oh, my life is really shitty, and then I got superpowers, then my life is awesome. And I'm like, yeah, Shonen Jump, same old thing. And then when the anime came out, one of my friend Haley asked me about it, like, oh, you want to watch this Chainsaw Man anime? It just came out. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? People say it's peak all the fucking time. I'll give it a try. And we both loved the shit out of the anime. Power was just the funniest fucking character of all time. I love the shit out of Power. I love Denji. I love Aki. Everything about the anime was cool. So I got the entirety of part 1 in manga form for Christmas later that year. And Haley and I both binged part 1 together. And then I wanted to keep up with it when part 2 started. And I wasn't reading it like week by week. I was keeping up with it by way of like volume releases. So every time a new book came in the mail, like I pre-ordered them all, I'd get a new book, I'd read it. Then like 3 months later, I'd get another book and read it. And I think I made it like 3 volumes into part 2, so like the aquarium arc. And by then I was just like, yeah, I can't fucking remember anything that's happening. I'm just gonna stop until the whole story is out, and then I'll binge the whole fucking thing. And that's what I did for this podcast. Brody told me that Chainsaw Man was over. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the whole fucking thing from the beginning, start to finish, the whole thing. I did it. I read part 1 and part 2 in the last couple weeks. I am very well prepared. My only regret is that I didn't have time to read part 2 a second time.
Very good. All right, we'll go to Kino.
I am Kino. I like post a lot on Tumblr and Blue Sky. I draw. You can find me at Kino Woe, like the word woe, at .bluesky.social. That's probably where you're going to find like announcements on any projects that I'm doing. Like, follow that, please, and support the manga whenever it comes out. Otherwise, I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm going to plant crack in your house, and it's not going to be a good time. You're not going to want to miss any of that stuff. So do that.
It's wanted.
But yeah, I got into Chainsaw Man. I believe what I did, if I can like try to remember this, was that I like kind of just heard the name people and knew that people liked it, so I tried to get into it. And at the time, I was just doing a thing like whenever I was trying to really get into manga after reading Berserk, I would just try to read the first chapter of everything. And I read the first chapter of Chainsaw Man. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I kind of forgot about it. And then it finally got an anime, and I kept up with that, and I was like, this is actually really cool. And it's much more in line with stuff that I actually like than popular stuff. And I don't know how it even got this popular. And I have proceeded to only feel that more and more as I've like read the entire series. I kind of read all of part 1 in manga, in like physical manga form, and then I waited for a bit until Brody told me, hey, it's like about to end soon. And just before the last 2 chapters dropped, I pretty much read damn near all of part 2.
I am the Chainsaw Man church. I am the priestess.
Oh my god.
I really got into it, and I was like, I have no clue how this got popular, and I think it fucks. It rules, and it's one of my favorite things ever.
Yes. It definitely does not feel like the kind of manga that would be as mainstream as it's gotten, but it was in Shonen Jump, so whatever.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, you can find me on YouTube at Brody Caesar, and I'll be linked in the description anyway, so you don't have to worry about writing any of this stuff down. Last but not least, we have Petra with us also.
Hey, that's me. I do VTubing and streaming and YouTube content, so you can find me at PetraCoreVT on YouTube and Twitch. Bless you.
Oh my god.
Can't believe you were eating the spoiler devil right on camera. That's crazy.
Right.
Let me help you.
The next podcast is going to start with everyone sneezing violently into the microphone.
Just need to have the worst bodily noises.
So, I took a bite into an apple for a bit, and now it's stuck in my teeth. I was like, oh, look, it's me. I'm eating the spoiler devil. Really loud sound bite.
Apple devil.
I'm eating the Astiff devil. It's a dyed potato.
How'd you get into Chainsaw Man?
So, back in the days when I heard it was getting big, and all the anime YouTubers were like, guys, this is going to be really big, because, like, people in the US are actually reading the manga for the first time, which never happens, because they think reading is bad.
People in the US can read?
They can't.
What the fuck? They can do that?
I looked at it, I'm like, this
read.
looks stupid and gay. I don't want to read that. And then the anime came out, I'm like, that looks pretty high quality. I still don't give a shit. And then there was a server I was in that was doing like a movie night of like all the Chainsaw Man episodes, and I was like, okay. So I watched a couple of them. I was like, whoa, this show's awesome. I don't remember if I watched all of them in that one sitting or if I watched them on my own over the next couple days, but I thought it was really awesome. Himeno was like my favorite character, and then they killed her, and I wanted to cry.
That's a spoiler. What the fuck?
I ate the spoiler devil. It's fine. He's gone. I'll take another bite out of him.
Oh.
He's gone. Don't worry about him. So then, I kind of forgot about Chainsaw Man. Like, I knew about it, and I was just like, I'll just wait for the next season. It'll be, like, not that far out. And then, 3 years later, we finally get a movie. So I watched the Reze arc.
Yeah.
Reze became one of my new favorite characters, and she died. So that was cool. And then I was like, I'll wait for the anime again. And we still are waiting. We just got announced the International Assassins arc.
Yep.
And then Quan Chi became my favorite character, and then she... that's a common pattern. But I didn't...
No, she's still alive. It's okay.
It's fine. It's just the power of lesbianism kept her alive.
Everybody dies like 90 times in this fucking book.
I know.
But I didn't intend on reading it until y'all said, hey, let's do a Chainsaw Man podcast. And I signed up for it because I was like, it'll finish eventually. I got time. Like, I'll read it sometime. And then it's like, hey, it finished last week. We're recording this Saturday. It's like, oh, fuck. So I was like, I have to read 40 chapters a day in 5 or 6 days to catch up. Thought that'd be hard.
Jesus Christ.
I ended up reading 130 chapters, all of part 2, in about 6 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Fuck's sake.
So
6, 7.
Chainsaw Man is a quick
if
read.
I fuck up any
Realistically.
details, that is why. You're allowed to yell at me and tell me how much of a dumbass I am. It's because I, crammed it into my brain.
Yeah, because you're actually a fake fan. You never read a single chapter. You only watched the TikTok edits, you fucking marker. No.
It's true.
Don't even know how you ended up
So,
here.
I am by
Fucking
far the
markers.
bingiest reader of this entire series in this panel. Everyone
Bingiest
seemed to
and the
binge to some
cringiest.
extent.
I'm the biggest
But I'll
eater.
be going off of their details mostly. But I really enjoyed it. I really like Chainsaw Man. It's really fun and also very dark in a way that I like a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Probably my favorite shonen manga ever, which
I
is
would say
same
it's
because I
mine.
don't like shonen.
high praise. 'Cause,
Generally.
I mean, there's a handful of shonen that I fucking love, mostly Dragon Ball and One Piece, but I've kind of been on off again with One Piece over the years. I'm still
Yeah.
pretty autistic into Dragon Ball, but Chainsaw Man is
It
just
fucking
that
rules.
extra layer of oh, this is kind of relatable to me personally in a lot of ways, and
Yeah.
we can get into all the symbolism and the themes and such at a later time, but
Plot themes and such. Oh.
Themes and such? You're talking about themes and such? What the fuck
Fucking
is this
theme
shit?
slop. Get out of
Talking
here.
about the themes devil.
couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself.
We gotta do the
myself.
TikTok
Sorry.
boom.
Devil.
I opened Pandora's box. Yeah, so I don't want this podcast to spend too much time I don't want us to just sit around in a circle reacting to the discourse, but we could maybe touch on that at the very end if we want to.
I think
Yeah.
it's.
We're going to
I
try to
think it's
introduce our own
interesting.
ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have our own takes on it.
I do think the discourse is particularly interesting in this one.
Yeah. It's interesting for sure, but yeah, we're here to talk about Chainsaw Man, not the way that nerds on the internet who we've never met before reacted to Chainsaw Man.
Just these nerds on the
We're here to
internet.
talk about boobs, butts, and people's guts getting ripped out.
Yeah.
Poopy awesomeness.
Yeah,
That's what we're here to talk about.
So it is
Oh.
funny though. We came up with this whole kind of podcast scheme a month ago, and we put Chainsaw Man down, and our comment on it was, "We'll wait till it's finished."
Yeah.
And then it finished 4 weeks later, and
Yeah.
we were like, "Fuck."
You put that down, I get caught up, and then literally the second to last chapter comes out. Because it's literally oh yeah, Fujimoto's taking a break. Chapter comes out, oh yeah, final chapter coming next week. It's awesome. Sure.
It's definitely a pattern I've noticed with this fucking manga, where a lot of the arcs seem to speed through their fucking setup and climax or falling action, I guess. But it feels like every arc is one chapter of setup, and then 10 chapters of shit exploding, and then 1 chapter of resolution. So I should have expected that with the ending, and I was like, Jesus, this battle is going on for ages. How are they going to wrap this up? And 2 chapters later, I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, it's over. All right.
it's over. All right.
I can't believe Kino ended Chainsaw Man. Should never let her catch up.
I did.
It's all your fault.
I did. I like things to fucking end, and I like to make people mad. So I'm glad it did that wonderfully.
Kino truly was the death devil all along.
Yes.
Killed the manga devil.
Call me Lil D.
So yeah, I think we can start. We'll talk about part 1, and then we can talk about part 2. There's really not a lot of reason to talk about part 2 and part 1, but it might come up. So I
We're
guess
just gonna talk about it as like a huge mass.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm sorry. I don't know why. I just had this fucking intrusive thought of like, what if the autism devil got eaten and I just like turned into the normal SpongeBob? Hi, I'm Crona. I gotta work at the work in the office building.
I
I
work-
gotta work at the Skibbity building.
Meowing? Why would I do that? I'm a human.
Want me to fax that to you? Want me to forward that recipe to you guys?
the
I'm
meme
fucking
devil would
stupid as shit.
be crazy. So anyway,
Skibbity.
I suppose we can all. So this is kind of like I said, a free for all. There's no real like structure to it, but the idea is to stay contained to part 1 and 2. So part 1 is the public safety saga.
Yeah, we're not talking about
Yeah.
part 3 yet, or
The
the buddy
saga.
stories,
That's true.
or
There is
your favorite Chainsaw Man fanfic. We're not talking about that shit. We're talking about the
or
manga.
For the record, it's the one
what is it?
that Brody wrote. The multiple ones that Brody wrote that you should
Or
read.
Fire Punch, or Goodbye Airy, or Look Back.
If you're into Makima or Power, you should read Brody's fanfics on those.
That's true. They are rated M
So
for
real.
mature.
But yeah, we're not getting into all this extra shit. We're not getting into Fujimoto eating his favorite his pet fish.
We're not going to talk about Fujimoto pretending to be his own little sister on Twitter.
I forgot about that, and I wanted that to stay forgotten. You've opened up.
We're not going to talk about his taste in women being defined by a girl that knocked over his bike. We're not going to talk about any of that shit. We're talking about Chainsaw Man, the
Yeah.
manga.
Specifically parts 1 and 2. We're not getting into Stardust Crusaders yet. We're just
I was gonna
sticking
make
to the
that
basics.
fucking joke. Oh my god.
Fucking
We're not going to
bullshit
talk
ass
about can't fuck your own wife.
You
You didn't get the meme. You can't fuck your own wife.
No.
Oh, that's from
Bullshit.
Jujutsu Kaisen folk.
I
From the
knew it.
Bleach.
Fucking smelled like
We're not
JJK in here.
Always.
Well,
We're not going to talk about
that
JJK.
either.
that is going to be very hard for
Definitely.
So
Kino.
anyways, Fire Punch is a really good manga. That's what we read this week, right?
Fire. Have you read Goodbye Airy? It's such an amazing one shot. Oh my god. Did you? Yeah, it's
I actually need to
amazing.
read his other
Alright.
work though. I really do want to like see some other Fujimoto stuff after this.
So anyway, we're going to talk exclusively about that and not Chainsaw Man at all. Actually. Yep.
Oh, Uno reverse.
You got bait and switched. You've been here long enough. You've already given us the watch time. Fuck you. It's counted as a view
True.
now. Suck a dick.
Fire Punch is probably pretty closely related to Chainsaw Man in a way. It's a little more crazy, just as an FYI.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we should go around and we can say what our favorite arcs were for part 1, and then we can kind of let the conversation go from there. So I will start.
Let it
So my
flow.
favorite arc is the International Assassins arc.
Face.
It is, to me, the most interesting arc, and it has a lot of characters, but they all have something to do, which is always really nice because a lot of times in manga or anime there'll be like a huge cast and they all don't have something to do, but they all do in this arc. And I like the build up, I like the tension, I like the action set pieces. I love Kwanzi. She's like one of my favorite characters. International Assassin's arc is just like
She's
a
so cool.
perfect arc for me. She is so
And,
cool.
like, Fujimoto knows how to write lesbians for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
He really
Fujimoto's
does.
been
Like, kind of transvestigated and might be trans, but as a true great mangaka, Fujimoto is very private, but there is actually a debate on whether Fujimoto is trans, especially with like some recent artwork that has come out.
What? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
damn.
And like there's also the Makima cosplay incident. There's that too. There's a bunch to actually pick out there,
Jesus
but
Christ.
we're not going to get into that.
We won't get into that. We won't get into this isn't a drama
No,
podcast.
but the panel with I think it's like the full color panel before one of the chapters where it's just Quan Chi and her like poly like orgy with 4 other women. Like I felt something.
Yeah.
There are a lot
anyone
of crazy
should.
shots.
There's a fucking feet panel.
It's important to note that it's not even just the Chinese lesbian assassin polycule that makes it great. It's that Quan Ji is like the most competent, oldest devil hunter of all. She's like a stone cold killer, and all of her girlfriends are the most like brain dead fucking dipshit fiends she could find.
I know.
They're just
They're
like,
like-
oh my god, Quincy, oh my god, and she just goes around and just obliterates everybody with like no effort at all.
She
She's
has a
fucking epic.
type because it'll just be like,
She does.
Quincy, I forgot how to use the salt shaker. Can you open it for me? And then in the corner you got like,
Quincy, can you help me open jaw
Halloween!
pickle jaw, please?
Halloween. It's just like,
let me talk about
Holy
sushi
shit.
in depth. And Kwanzi's just like taking a rip of her cigarette.
she's like, yes, honey,
She's just
dump
taking
your
a fat rip right to the
autistic
microphone.
like hyperfixation about sushi, just at the table. Thank you.
Two of my favorite gags in the entire series happen in this arc. One of them being when they ask Quan Chi, like, what do you want in exchange for capturing Chainsaw Man? She's like, I don't know, girls, what do you want? They're like, Halloween, and like saying dumb shit. She's like, get them a basic education.
Get these
human
women
rights.
educated.
Human rights and a basic education. And my other favorite gag is the bit where there's those other assassins, the like team of three brothers who can change their faces to look like anybody, and they seamlessly blend in with public safety, and no one has any idea they're there. And then for no reason at all, Power starts being a total cunt and takes Kabeni's car and fucking crashes it and runs one of the guys over. And she's like, this is your car, this is your fault. And they're like, oh, this guy was an assassin. I take all the credit. I did that on purpose. I'm a genius.
Tis not my car. Tis your car. Yeah, the Kobeni car. That is a meme. That was a meme for a long time.
The way that Power just decides the car is hers now. Just
She's
like,
like-
what is that? Oh, that's my car. I use that to drive my parents around town. I think this is mine, actually. Did you steal this? What? What?
Poor Kobeni.
It's called being a girl boss.
Yeah, Power is based off of Eric Cartman. We'll talk.
That I forgot that is actually true.
That
Yeah,
is true.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
she is. So Petra, what's your favorite arc in part 1?
Oh fuck. There's so many. I was reading over. Top 3. I mean, International Assassins is up there, for sure. I really liked parts of the Gun Devil arc. I don't think I'd put it up there, but that's like an honorable mention.
That one's hard for me.
Reze's arc, and weirdly the Eternity Devil arc I thought was really, really good. I enjoyed that quite a bit, even though it's short. Yeah. This is from my anime watching in like 3 years ago, though. So,
Okay.
I just like the concept of the endless hotel that like starve them to death, and then they all like
Yeah.
start turning on Denji and trying to like shove him in the
It's
hole.
cool.
And
And Kobenus is so iconic in that arc.
yeah, it's like, you must die. I want to go home.
I like when she starts losing her shit and like she just starts randomly accusing her coworker of also being a devil. She's just like, you're in it, aren't you? And he's like, ah! And she's like, ah! Threatening to cut him.
I love Power's faces in all those panels
Yeah.
where she's just like, yep, death.
Every-
The doofus.
Everybody's starting to lose their fucking mind, and then they turn to Power, and Power's like, I've decided I'm going to win a Nobel Prize, and then when everyone respects me, I will take over the world with my genius intellect. I will be the president.
100% taxes.
And everyone's just like, yeah, Power's fine.
Power, she's fine.
Power's racist. I love her. Yes.
Power is racist.
She's
Literally
very-
canon.
I mean, she's based off of Eric Cartman. Like that makes sense.
She's so similar to a character I made for a D&D campaign years ago, and completely by coincidence, I didn't base it on her. I just made my character like oh, if I was just like an insane goober and I had no filter whatsoever, I would be this character. Like I was even to the point of being racist against the other fantasy races in D&D. Like I was going around picking up dwarves and shit and being like, oh my god, look how small you are. Shit like that.
That's good.
And so seeing Power in this anime made me so fucking happy. From like the moment she moves in with them, she like comes in their apartment. She's like, "I'm the type who seldom flushes my poop," and they're like, "Flush the toilet, it stinks." "I'm the type who seldom takes a shower." "Take a shower, you smell like shit."
Bad bitches don't have to do that shit. That's for other people to deal with.
She's cute and she knows it.
Yeah. The Eternity Devil arc 2 is also where we start to see Aki warming up to Denji because he jumps in front of Kobeni's blade to protect him.
Yeah, he's goated.
Oh, the ultimate bonding moment with Denji and Aki is when they take turns kicking Katana Man in the balls.
Yes.
Yes. That is...
What do I get if I win? His family jewels.
That's actually a beautiful moment. If you haven't read or watched it, it sounds funny, but it is funny, but it actually is a beautiful moment in context.
Yes.
It is. It'll make you cry. It is very sweet. It's a great.
I was giggling like an idiot the whole time. It made me so happy because that's the first time you really see Aki cut loose and enjoy himself.
He's very like stern.
He's so focused on revenge and just hating the Gun Devil for killing his family. It's all he fucking talks about.
Yeah.
I love the tragic irony with Aki too, like in the Gun Devil arc specifically.
I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready to talk about it.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
No, we can't. I'm just kidding.
But
Yeah, once we get into free for all mode, yeah.
We should keep going down the line with Kino and Crona.
Kino, what's your favorite arc in the first part?
I actually have two, and what is nice is that they are right next to each other, I believe. And that is, I'm going to be a basic bitch and once again say like the International Assassins arc is goated because it pretty much feels like Chainsaw Man's take on like a tournament arc in a way where it's like here's just a big bash with a bunch of characters and you know there's like what there's like a few chapters of setup, you know, just to introduce the new guys, and then after that it's pretty much just people getting absolutely fucking obliterated and doing the craziest shit.
Yeah.
And then like JJK, I think copied that for the Shibuya incident.
We're not talking about JJK.
Yeah.
Anime,
But-
the series that shall not be named.
But then right before that is the Bomb Devil arc, and I think that's probably the most that feels like one where it did try to just be a big like cohesive story because it, you know, it works well as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Obviously it's very very pressing right now because it is the most recent animated thing of it, and there's a bunch of people who I think who have gotten into the series through seeing that movie, and it's worth it.
It's
It's
one of
great.
the highest rated anime movies of all time, isn't it?
It was pretty
As
great.
it should be.
It's so good.
I haven't actually seen it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that I had read about half of the Bomb Girl arc before seeing the movie. I just read it like right after I finished season 1, and then I was like, okay, that was good. I'll read it later, and then I didn't, and then the movie came out, and it was really cool. I read up to basically the fireworks kiss,
Nice.
Yeah.
and so I got to see everything else animated, which was actually like really really good. Because the action scenes are what like stand out so much with the animated part. They translate like the actual really rough like looking action stuff that I don't know. I don't get as much satisfaction out of reading it as I do watching it. So it was very nice to see that like animated and just having like my mind blown.
Yeah. I personally love how Fujimoto does action where he loves to show panels of just somebody just obliterating absolutely any and everything, or like a billion people just getting obliterated in one panel. And
Yeah.
it's really fucking funny.
The Raise movie overtook Brotherhood on Mao as of
Cool.
5 months ago.
Don't tell Mel they gotta like blow it up.
We were like
I gotta
just
put
talking
it-
about. We were just me and Kino were talking about that earlier. Brotherhood has been at the top of Mal for ages, and I was like, I'm fine with that since it's like the most broadly appealing anime thing ever made. But like,
Oh no, it overtook it again.
yeah, you gotta be kidding yourselves if you think it's seriously like the best thing. Like, come on,
Yeah.
you keep looking around. You will find anime that appeals to your taste better.
It also just doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
But,
Like-
it's like it's a popularity contest. It's
Yeah.
not about quality.
Fullmetal Alchemist doesn't have Kwanzi, so it sucks.
And people will get so upset about it.
Yeah.
I remember when interspecies reviewers like overtook it. And I was like, haha, that's funny. And then apparently they're like, we gotta downvote interspecies reviewers so they know what peak is on the real forum. And I'm like, bro, like, tune down the tuny a little bit. I don't give a shit. Why do you?
Just an anime. Calm down.
Art is in the eye of the beholder. Nobody is right or wrong about something being good or being ass. It's just a bunch of nerds on the internet watching cartoons. We're not special.
Bomb Metal Alchemist out here, it was made like fucking 12 years ago, and it shows because the animation just doesn't compare. It's just mid. It's just mid now.
I still like it. I
So
still
many
like
people
it.
turned. I like that. So many people turned off right now. They're just like, no.
I like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's great. It's just, you know,
No, I don't hate it
like
either.
you put. I see
I'm
that
just
ranked
reading
at.
out the
I see it
plots.
ranked at the top, and I'm like That's just like if the top-rated movie of all time was Avengers: Infinity War. I'd be like, well, I can understand why it's up that high.
It kind of
Doesn't
is.
make it the best thing ever, but
It's
I
got
can
broad
understand.
appeal.
It does, exactly.
It's got broad appeal. And
It's got something for everyone.
You know what? It's I don't know if I can say that. So.
It's not overly complicated. So anyway, this is not a Full Metal Alchemist.
No, it's
Podcast.
not. Fuck, sorry. Tangents.
No, it's okay.
my
Connor,
favorite-
what's your favorite one?
My favorite arc with the Assassin's arc because it had the hype and aura.
Yeah, I had the part where the people got
True!
their penises chopped off.
So true,
And
though.
Had the pedophile character.
Yeah, I like how Santa Claus is a pedophile. That's my favorite
was-
part about
yeah.
International Assassins arc.
God damn it. Okay.
Jeffrey
no.
The
Epstein.
Epstein devil.
My actual answer, though. So on this most recent reread, I kind of came to realize something, which is that part 1 of Chainsaw Man starts off really strong, but it gets into the really good shit as soon as the Katana Man arc begins.
I like Katana Man arc a lot.
Like, that's the one that begins with, like, Makima and, like, just a bunch of people in public safety get fucking capped just out of nowhere. They all get shot in the face, and then Makima gets back up somehow. You don't know why yet. You don't know she's the control devil yet. It's all very mysterious.
You don't
and
learn that
frightening.
for like a long time either.
You
Yeah.
don't learn it until I'm pretty sure the end.
Yeah.
It's just like, because at first it's like, what the fuck? Does she have some kind of contract, or is she just a devil? Like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, she uses she invisibly uses her hands to squish everybody. Like everybody just turns into a water balloon of blood and pops. And it's super fucking nasty and horrific. And the Katana Man himself is like a Yakuza guy. He's like the grandson of the old dude who had Denji like in his debt for years and years, which is fucking awesome. It's just like some dickhead from the Yakuza was like, you killed my grandfather and I'm back for revenge. It's like, fuck you piece of shit, you're Yakuza. And he's the fucking Katana Man and he looks awesome. And they have this big epic fight and Denji loses and gets cut in half and they have a second fight afterwards.
It is really fucking sick.
And like,
It's even funnier in part 2 because then he's like Denji, I'm going to have a rematch with you, and he's like, who the fuck are you?
Right?
exactly. And this, like, it's so fucking epic. And we already talked about the conclusion with them taking turns kicking the guy in the balls, which is one of the hardest laughs I've ever had at a manga. I was fucking crying. And then after that, it's just like nonstop peak for like a long time. Like,
Yeah.
I think every arc after Katana Man is kind of amazing until like somewhere in part 2. And we're not talking about part 2 yet. So I just like, the whole back half of part 1 is like a masterpiece, genuinely. Bomb Girl,
It is.
International Assassins, Gun Devil, Control Devil, they're all fucking awesome. And for different reasons, kind of. Like, they all have the same flavor of bombast and like spectacle and everything. I think Bomb Girl I really loved, but I was kind of confused as to why that one got a movie and not the Assassin's arc, because I feel like the Assassin's arc has a lot more interesting action going on. Like, introduces 4 different sets of assassins, each of whom are instantly iconic and interesting and weird and memorable. And all of them have different powers, and they're all fucking cool as shit. But I thought about it, and I realized the Assassin's arc is like barely about Denji. It's kind of more about the assassins than him, so maybe that's why they chose Bomb Devil to be the movie. But like,
It's got one character too to focus on.
yeah, like
yeah.
It has like the anime movie pacing of half of it being not action and the other half being action. And
exactly.
something sad happening, just like Demon Slayer movies are.
But like when I read through the bomb girl arc for this podcast, I was kind of shocked at how fast it went by. I'm like, yeah, the movie kind of embellished things a bit. Like there are scenes in the movie where he's fighting Rize, and it's like they just added in like 10 minutes of extra explosions that weren't there before.
Yes.
And even though it looked amazing, my eyes started to glaze over at some point, and I was like, is this just going to be like pure Sakuga for the next hour? Am I just watching things blow up? Like it kind of reminded me of like the Dragon Ball Broly movie, where it was like, okay, like the action started. This is just going to be fighting for the next hour.
And it's fucking peak.
It's pretty great.
I still haven't seen it. I should probably watch it.
I felt like that movie was like constant brown note for like the last like 30 minutes of just like my stomach and inner ears are constantly rumbling. This is fucking awesome.
I was high and it literally felt like I was in the fucking movie. It
know.
felt like I was in like a war zone.
So
That shit
crazy.
was awesome.
So yeah, my
The sound
like in the
design is
front seat.
insane.
The chapters kind of look like farts, honestly. With her movement.
The chapters look like she's taking a big breath and it turns me on so much. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But yeah,
I want to sniff the page. I want smell-o-vision.
God damn it. God damn it. My favorite arc is probably a tie between Katana Man and International Assassins, but I want to say Gun Devil would be a contender, but Gun Devil makes me cry bucket loads when I read it.
Yeah,
And on this
it's a hard
most on this most recent read through, like I finished the Gun Devil arc, and it just I just felt so fucking empty and hollow inside that I had to take a break. Like I didn't finish part 1 until the following night because I was just so done. Like God, I read 1 volume tonight and I feel like shit.
Yes.
It's apparently only like 9 chapters.
It's 1 volume of the manga. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really quick. But yeah,
it's short.
the last two arcs had this feeling, because I remember that there was stuff of part 2. I just didn't want to, because I went through the last 2 arcs in like the same day, and I was just so emotionally wrecked that I couldn't go on. Just like I can't.
But yeah, like I'm okay with the anime and the movie, especially like embellishing things and adding more action that wasn't there before, because the way Fujimoto does his paneling really feels to me like there's a lot of things implied that aren't directly shown. Almost like he knows, fuck it, this is going to get animated anyway, and I don't want to draw like the same fucking image 5 times but slightly different each time. Like that's why you never actually see Denji reverting back from chainsaw form into human form. But like they show everything in the anime. All the rooms are much more detailed, the background art, everything is fucking 3D and CGI and everything's hyper detailed. Like the manga, the action scenes seem more like they're about the dynamic poses. Like you can kind of imagine how Denji moves from his poses, but it's not like something like Dragon Ball or like Battle Angel Alita, where like every single movement is so methodical you can tell exactly what's happening. It's more implied action, which is why I'm like, yeah, it's fine. The anime people can go to the trouble of making all that shit look real.
Yeah.
Well, Fujimoto's art has a lot of kinetic energy to it.
Yeah.
A lot of his
That's awesome.
and a lot of the arcs are kind of shaped like movies, like because Fujimoto is a cinephile.
Yeah.
So all the arcs kind of feel like little movies. Or not little movies, but movies.
Oh my god, I love how every tankobon, every volume begins with a little text blurb from Fuji saying, "I love," insert movie title here. And they're almost all of them are horror movies, which made me really happy. I love Ju-on the Grudge. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love Evil Dead.
You can definitely tell the movies he watched before he started some of the arc.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I never would have guessed.
Yeah, he definitely borrowed a lot of movie stuff. And that's especially evident in part 2. But part 1, I mean, the most obvious one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the ending when he kills Makima.
It's just fascinating because his art has so much, like, it's very scratchy and kind of like, it doesn't look like it's low effort, though. It looks like it's intentionally messy. And the anime is so fucking clean by comparison. It's like a different experience, but
his art is very...
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, it's so realistic, but like everyone's so not ugly, but they can be ugly.
They look very like organic. They don't really have a lot of moe blobness to them, and
it's like no
I
moe
feel like-
blob.
there's a very great sense of weight that you get both in the animation and the manga that where it really feels like there's not like a lot of like embellishment to the action. It really feels like real people are kind of really swinging their bodies and making this shit happen, and it's really nice.
Yeah, you're
And
talking
also
about like
he has great paneling.
paneling is fucking peak. If you're like reading it not on like your iPhone, but in like a physical like book form, flipping page to page, everything is very deliberately set up for your expectations to be.
If you're like an actual comic book artist, you have a lot to study and a lot to learn from in this. You'll really be like, yeah, bro. The way he set that up and the way the way the fucking page flip was done was fucking goated. He's
I like how he breaks the panels too.
Yes, he's a master of the gutter and playing around with the gutter. For sure.
Yeah, like especially in the Katana Man arc with the Cursed Devil with the nail, how it comes off through the from the side of the page, so the side you're reading on to the right, and it flicks the nail. It's just so goated.
Attacking from outside the margins of the page is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What devil is it? They're like in hell, and like is it the punishment devil? That like darkness devil, yeah. And
or a farm.
The arms of the devil become like the lines of the like manga panels, and it's so cool.
Yes, it is.
He also spells out Makima with their arms.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, if you trace the arms that the darkness devil cuts off, it spells out Makima.
Holy shit,
that's terrifying.
Which arc was it? That was the Assassin's arc, right?
That's International Assassin.
Yeah, it's like the very end of it.
Yeah, that I think was one of the hypest hype moments with all of the aura was the Darkness Devil's introduction with those dead astronauts on the moon.
Yeah.
One of the hardest images I've ever seen.
Comes in aura farms and leaves with no explanation.
It is hard as fuck.
I like the summoning too, because it's like in the middle of the International Assassins arc, they just randomly try to start killing Makima, and then they just have people going, "Please send her to hell, please. I've been a good boy. Please send her to hell." And then a giant hand, like the size of a skyscraper, comes in and crushes everybody and sends them to hell.
That shit was crazy.
It's also,
what the fuck is happening?
Darkness is also the first primal devil you meet in the series.
Yeah.
And all the fiends are like, Princey is like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like Kwanzi, permission to kill myself.
Permission to kill myself that's great.
Kwanzi has probably the best introduction out of any character, both in just like her initial character introduction, where she's just immediately in an orgy, and then when she actually enters the fray, she doesn't aura farm like everybody else. Like initially, she doesn't pull up and do the piccolo and be like, "Hey there." She just runs in, chops like 400 people into bits, and just obliterates people instantly, and immediately starts throwing hands with people, and it's fucking insane.
She killed everyone, tell their ladies to eat them up, and then she just like goes and takes out.
In Chinese too.
She's the real violence devil.
I like how she speaks in Chinese.
I like how for the first half of like the International Assassins arc, I kept posting about this in the Discord because I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Where she would just like sit around, she's like, "Oh, we had so much sex, I'm so tired, let's do it tomorrow." And they're like, "Okay."
The ultimate tired lesbian.
And then she wakes up, she's like, "I gotta do it," because then they're like, "Please stay more, we love you so much." And she's just like, "No, ladies, we gotta do a job." Kills 400 people and is like, "All right, I'm trying now."
Kwanzi would actually be like the one person that would be so awesome to be, because you just got your lesbian harem, and you like her job is just, okay, I wake up, I obliterate like 50 people a day, and then I just go back home and have sex. That's fucking fire.
Speaking of Quan Chi, I really love that little bonus chapter in the back of the book that shows like her and Kishibe like meeting for the first time, and as they grow older, he's like totally got a crush on her, and then he finds out she's gay, and he's just like, "I know." Fucking awesome.
It's over the course of a decade also. Like, it says 9 years.
He gets really fucking old.
I like how they keep reusing the same pedal for Quan Chi also, where it's just her punching the same thing over and over again, going like, no, go away.
No, not into you.
Not into you.
Nope.
Oh my god. That was another thing I was going to say about Katana Man. I forgot. That's the arc that introduces Kishibe, and he trains Denji in power, and they both become really smart to try and beat him.
Kishibe is so cool.
Kishibe is so cool.
Part 1 has so many excellent gags, really.
You can tell he learned exactly from her because, again, he's just another instrument of pure violence. Like, anytime he just moves his body, he's just fucking somebody up indefinitely.
Like, Part 1 really does succeed because of a very strong cast of core characters like Denji, Power, Aki, Makima, Kobeni. That's like 5 characters I can think of off the top of my head that I fucking love. Oh, also, the Angel Devil. I feel like he's a little underappreciated. I love him.
I think also because Chainsaw Man doesn't really do the whole thing of like, this guy can do this, and that, and then like narrates the effects of things. Instead, it just shows it. Instead of like saying, oh, this guy, he's actually the strongest. No, it just shows a character going up to somebody and spin kicking the shit out of them, and now their upper half and lower half are divorced. They're just gone. And that's amazing.
Kishibe has a presence in the manga.
Yeah. That's another thing Kino touched on.
Just my favorite moment in the entire anime, like sound direction wise, is the soundtrack kicks in like when they're Kishibe and then Power and Denji are fighting for the first time. And it goes from like this kind of washed out, like blurry sound, and you hear like the chainless snare kicking, like doom 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 doom, and like the bass drops. He just chokes them out instantly, and you're like, holy shit!
He doesn't even choke them; he snaps their necks.
Yeah,
he just like grabs.
He's just like
snaps their necks immediately.
Y'all are stupid. Because it's like, shit's about to go down.
Just like, yeah, y'all fucking suck.
He just seems like a guy, and they pull out like blood weapons. He's like, because Power is like, here you go, Denji, here's like a blood hammer. He's like, all right, let's fuck this guy up. And then the music kicks in and just instantly wrecks their shit.
They really thought they were going to get him.
Yeah.
It's so cool because like, you see him, and then I think he mentions Kwanzi without like actually mentioning her name at first. And then finally seeing her, you're like, she makes everyone look like a bitch. She makes everyone look like a bitch.
She does, yeah. I also love during the International Assassins arc, the conversation that they have, which is kind of like looking back on it, where Kwanzi is like, ignorance is bliss, which is kind of like a core theme in all of Chainsaw Man, especially at the end. And you get it's iconic because you get the scene where the panel where Kishibe holds up the notebook and he's like, Makima is listening, and that's such a great panel.
That gave me chills
because it sets so much up, because it's like, what do you mean Makima is listening? Why? Of course she is. She's the public safety head, and I think it sets up really the next couple arcs perfectly.
Yeah,
it does. Because that's pretty much whenever it's really starting to like play its cards and showing how awful Makima actually is, and not just like, oh, she's someone who's willing to make hard choices, and maybe talks about how like the people that are her coworkers in a weird way. It's like, no, this bitch actually has something going on, and it's not good.
Well, you see it at the end of the Bomb Devil arc where she comes up and she has like the rodents that she like gets summoned through.
Forgot about that.
That is one of the coldest introductions ever.
Yeah, I immediately hated her after that.
She had like a Berserk style introduction at the end of that, and it's so fucking cool.
And even then, like her cruelness and cruelty when we're getting into like the last part of part 1, it's literally all for like a hard choice of like a selfish but like very specific goal, which is like to separate Denji from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
And like it makes sense why like she actually wanted to work with him and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted his heart. You finally learn like what the Chainsaw Devil does.
Yeah.
Which is erase things from existence by eating the devil, essentially.
Erase the concept.
Which is fucking broken.
Yeah. And
But
which
it can always
wasn't
come back. It can always come back, though.
Yeah.
wasn't clear to me at first if it was like the concept gets erased from existence ever, or if it was just like, oh, everyone loses their memory of it until part 2. Part 2 clarified it a lot more. But yeah, reading that part in the Control Devil arc, I was just like, wait, so like AIDS and Nazis are gone? Like, that's the kind of bonkers anime shit I love to see. It reminds me of like those fuck ass X-Men movies where they're like, JFK was one of us. He was a mutant, and I, Magneto, killed him when I was trying to save him by curving the bullet. It's like, that's so fucking stupid. I love you. Like,
So did JFK's head just really do that because he was a mutant? Like, is that meme real?
Yes, actually.
He did like some Baki narrator shit. He was like, and then his brain's defense system decided to grab the bullet and bounce it back out of his skull.
But yeah, that panel was. I read that panel a few times because I was like, what does that even mean?
Why is Makima listen, or like why are they like having a secret conversation?
Well, that and the explaining what Chainsaw Man does. Cause I didn't like.
Oh, I thought you meant the Makima is listening.
yeah.
Well, I love that. I just love that panel in general, but like the explaining how Chainsaw Man erases things from existence. It's a little confusing. It's like one of my criticisms of that part is I wish we'd seen it in action. Like, you have to wait until almost the end of part 2 to even kind of get a what does that even mean.
Well, it's only the halfway point of the story. If you think about it in retrospect, it's like, it makes sense where this happens. What I really love the Control Devil arc for is that from the beginning it feels kind of obvious that Makima's evil. It's like, yeah, she's shady as shit. She's like grooming this 15-year-old, and it's like kind of weird. Why does she care so much about this random idiot, you know? She must have ulterior motives, and they keep dropping hints that she's actually like the fucking... I was expecting her to be Satan, just straight up. I was like, yeah, she's totally Satan, right? Like, she's the scariest one of all. Control Devil makes sense. That's pretty fucked up. But like, you're expecting it to be a story about this lady grooming a kid, and then you get to the end, and it goes so much deeper than that, where there's like 20 different insane plot twists back to back throughout the whole arc. It's like, yeah, like Makima being obviously evil from the get-go doesn't feel like, you know, it's not like, oh, this fucking story is talking down to me, or like, you really expected me to not figure that out. It's like, no, idiot. There's like a million fucking things you had no idea about.
I mean, well, she doesn't really even like Denji that much. All she wants is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
she's
she
the ultimate
fuck
fangirl.
about Denji. She was using him all along.
She's just another foid leading people on, as always.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up. I will not tolerate that language in my household.
Females! I wanted to expand on something Kino said earlier, but then forgot about for a minute. But I just remembered. I really wanted to go out of my way to praise Fujimoto for coming up with the like magic system for Chainsaw Man, because, you know, all sorts of stories, there are hard magic systems and soft magic systems, some that have hard and fast rules and others that are more mystical about it. And Chainsaw Man has the perfect amount of mysticism where you can totally project your own imagination onto it and like theorize and guess about what the strongest devils would be, because it's just based on fear. How much collectively does the world fear this concept? And it's so fun to imagine and think about. And there's so much like abstraction there that all these devils can do whatever the fuck he wants them to do. And it builds so much intrigue. Like just from Pochta being like the chainsaw devil, like chainsaws are pretty fucking scary. Why is he like a cute little puppy dog? And then you find out he's actually like one of the most fearsome devils ever. He's fucking awesome.
I think the best part about the...
And also, like, fear is subjective and fluid. Like, people become more or less terrified of things over time. So fucking anything can happen. Sorry, you go, Brody.
Oh, I was going to say, what I liked a lot about, too, is kind of the abstraction of the devil powers. So, like, some of them are actually literal. Like, Katana Man is actually just a man with katana hands and katana head. Yeah. But then, like Falling Devil is, like, this abstraction of what... Like, the abstraction of falling. Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to fall? Like, fall into depression or literally fall?
Yeah.
And it's both.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing about Chainsaw Man is that both like some of the concepts of these devils, like and where they spring from, as well as how their power increases if they get more popular, or they're more feared. It's not linear. It's not like some Dragon Ball shit where it's just like, okay, now he can blow things up but bigger. It's like characters go, especially in part 2, just a little quick part 2 segment, that like the War Devil goes from just being able to take things that like Asa knows are hers to pretty much just actually being able to take things remotely, even from the other side of the planet, and just able to use anything she wants.
I interpreted that not as her being able to use everything she wants, but spoilers for part 2. I thought the whole point was that America became hers because America is such a war-loving country.
Yes.
That she could take anything from the entire...
a great interpretation. That makes sense.
America.
Yeah, that's why she said that I don't love Denji, I love America. And then she says it in English, which is one of the greatest bits.
Yeah. Ariga. No. Thank you, America.
I can't wait for that to be animated. It's gonna hit so hard.
And then we're gonna have the national anthem playing over horrible war crimes. Like 9/11's gonna happen in the background, and like
okay, we got the 9/11 mention. Let's go.
There's
go.
Damn it! Took us a whole hour at least.
And the Homestuck Devil.
The cum devil.
But
Delta
then there's gonna be like
the diaper devil.
10% of like anime fans who are gonna misinterpret it and be like, yeah, this is because America is the greatest, and this is not a commentary on how they're evil and bad.
The manga fans were, I don't know if they were just being a meme.
They're anime
they were
fans.
Like,
they just know how to interpret.
USA.
All right.
Dude, they're anime fans. Anime fans don't know how to interpret anything. But
yeah. Enough of this anime fan horse shit. I don't know those people.
Can't say that.
I don't talk to Reddit.
I like how the devils have either powers can be literal, but also not. And I like how the fox devil is like really shallow. That's like one of the funniest bits.
Oh my god, yes.
She will come and show Aki her face because Aki's like really handsome. But then like the other guy during the Bomb Devil arc, I forget his name. I think it's like Nomo or something. She only gives him her paw.
I love that detail because it's not like explained in the moment. They just say at some point the fox devil only lends her head to people she finds attractive, and then like 30 chapters later you see a very plain looking guy going "Kon" and summoning its paw.
Yeah.
It's so cool, by the way. I love that to summon the fox devil, you literally make a fox with your hands, and it's like like a little kid thing almost, where you make the hand in like front of your eye, you're like, I'm gonna eat that thing, but like it's real. And so like there's so many shots in the anime where you're like, I'm gonna eat the thing.
That's
I've
like the thing that everybody wants
at the tattoo for so long. I really wanted to get
the
that at
hand
the tattoo.
or
the
like
hand. No, the hand. The hand with Con as a speech bubble. If it's real, you'll know what it is.
Fucking funny because the exact same hand symbol is something that my teachers use in elementary school called listening llama.
Oh my god, yes.
So I think
happy llama, sad llama, mentally disturbed llama.
Listen, only real ones will know.
So I see Aki using listening llama and being like, be quiet, listening llama, and he just eats
llama
someone's
devil.
head. It's so good. Yeah.
Well, I do love too when the fox devil's first introduced with the leech, where she just like snaps it up. It's so it's just the action in Chainsaw Man is always so good.
I can't wait for Gun Devil Aki to be animated.
No,
and,
I can wait. I can so wait. I'm not ready for it.
I need to like cry. I almost cried during Reze movie. I'm gonna cry during the Aki episode. It's gonna be so bad.
Cried my eyes out just reading it.
Yeah, I think the two I'm most like hyped to actually see animated. Like obviously I do want to see the War Devil animated, but I just want to see Quan Zi and like all the scenes with the actual Chainsaw Devil animated, because I love how every time that the Chainsaw Devil does anything, like he doesn't act like normal characters where he just like doesn't attack. There's so many panels where he's just standing, and then the next panel he's just gone and everything is destroyed. Destroys everything.
He's just standing like Bayonetta on the side of a building, like posing, and then he's just gone, and it's like the entire city's gone.
He just like moves, and then it's like, oh, we're all dead.
I like
He,
his
like, can't
scarf
keep
made of
up.
intestines, and the fact that there's his arms split into 4 arms, each with their own chainsaw, and when he like that, I feel like the Control Devil arc over and over again is like Chainsaw Devil getting assaulted by like 5 different devils at the same time, and then he, in 2 panels, he moves through them, and they are all in pieces. It's just so fucking cool. Like I can perfectly
I
imagine
like his little
how
umbilical
that would
cord.
look.
It's like they don't do the thing again where it's like, oh, he's moving so fast, it's hard to keep up. It's like, no, they actually just showed that because generally you don't see him do anything. They just die.
Yeah.
He just blinks away and then they're dead. You don't even get to see it, and it's amazing.
I love the pacing too, because I'll get into this more when we get into part 2. But like, I am generally not a fan of when fights in manga like drag on too long. I feel like the Attack on Titan did this towards the end.
Dragon Ball's your favorite. That's
no. Listen. Dragon Ball
even in that bad.
No, there's like Dragon Ball the manga moves fast as fuck. It's not like the anime where everyone squats for 30 minutes screaming to power up. It's like every action and every move is unique and easy to follow, so you read through it in Dragon Ball really quickly. I like Chainsaw Man Part 1's action scenes because all the fights are kept pretty short, and it's just like implied action. It's like Kino said, it's like in the span of 1 panel, you see like 300 people die, and it's like, whoa! I feel like it...
Also, just the implied speed from that, too.
Yes, the
like,
speed
over
is
1
insane.
panel, you're like, oh, yeah, they're all dead.
Yeah.
It just, like, explodes, and they're just dead.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the later arcs in Part 2 get kind of, like, you know, a little too mired in the explosions and the buildings falling down. It's like, yeah. When do I get to the character stuff? Because when I read the Control Devil arc, I'm loving it, but I'm not loving it because, Chainsaw Devil is fighting like 5 different devils at the same time. I love it because Chainsaw Devil tries to get a burger at Family Burger, and when the guys at Family Burger keep dropping his fucking burger, he murders one of them.
accidentally, not on purpose.
The moment when Kobeni trips and drops it the second time, and the other employees start to suspect that the whole thing is an elaborate joke, I had no words for it. I was just fucking...
Where's the
losing
hidden
my
camera,
mind.
guys?
We're getting punked, right? We're on TV.
Kopeni is suffering.
There's no way she'd trip twice, right?
I love how they bring that back with Asa, also. Just the tripping thing is just transferred to a new character.
Oh, it's my
It's my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, Kino.
So one of my favorite parts is near the end of the Makima fight. It's whenever Makima finally decides, you know what, I'm gonna stop being a bitch. I'm about to girl boss it up, and she just gets to just throwing down with Denji, like not using any power. She just punches the shit, and it's so fucking cool because Makima has like this weird, not necessarily weird, but I don't know. She has that like this like kind of boss aesthetic, and it really fits in with that, where she's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it myself, and just starts dogging the shit out of Denji while he's like trying to attack. Because like nobody ever does that.
She's loving it.
Yeah.
She
Like when she gets grabbed by the chains, she like popped the lady boner.
She's such a fucking fangirl for the Chainsaw Devil. It's all she wants. It's like she said, she's okay with being eaten by him because she loves him so much, and she also wants him to be hers forever.
Yeah.
So fucking gay. She is like, I think Makima might be the most pornable anime character in history.
Oh, for sure.
She definitely is. She is the ultimate Dom girl character.
She's like the Chun-Li of anime, essentially.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
like what's the new video game character that's like... Because I think of Chun-Li whenever I think of like the most
Well,
sexed anime
Yeah.
or video game character.
she's also OP.
it's-
Lara Croft, maybe? I don't know.
But yeah, it's a thing that it was an aspect of that fight that I really liked, because a lot of characters, they just kind of throw around like all their weird powers, especially nowadays. There's no respect for training arcs or physicality, it seems, nowadays. It's just
Yes.
kind of given. And so seeing a character just get down and like I'm like flipping through, and she's not even smiling at that point. She's just like, all right, this guy is giving me way too much trouble. I'm just gonna fucking fuck this dude up right now. I'm tired of
Kid's
this.
pissing me
And she
off.
just rips the Pochito right out of him. just completely destroys him.
It is so
cold.
brutal.
Isn't that when it turns out to be like like a fake Denji that he made using Power's blood, and then the real Denji was right behind her, and she didn't notice because she doesn't fucking recognize his scent.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
I thought Denji
That
played
was
dead.
the toughest thing ever. When he pulls up and you just see him with the chainsaw, and he just pulls up and he's like, "Yeah, bitch."
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
makes the
get you.
chainsaw out of Power's blood, but that was the
That's right.
heart that Chainsaw Man had thrown from outer space. Because
I forgot he got sent to space in that. I can't wait to see. It's so fucking
and he rips
cool.
his heart out and throws it down.
Okay. Yeah, that shit was
Because I
wet.
figured,
Yeah.
I assume that Denji let Makima rip his heart out because he'd be fine without it for like a little bit,
Yeah.
and so he like played dead, and then he used up like the blood to get the final blow.
Yeah.
For all you power scalers out there, Denji actually has the highest battle IQ because he actually uses his brain to win a fight.
So, okay.
Makima
That's
versus
not
Gojo. Go.
No,
Oh, shut up.
fuck
I
that.
have things I wanted to say still about
Shut
part
up.
one.
I do too, but
do too.
related to this fight real quick, because the ending, I don't really understand. Why did him, like, cannibalizing Makima work? Why
It's
did that
kind
not,
of-
like,
Because he
revive her?
It didn't.
Because
I mean,
he ate her. Well, okay, so she has a contract with the Japanese Prime Minister that when she takes fatal damage, it gets transferred to a random citizen. But it's if the damage is perceived as an attack. So when she gets like shot in the head during the Katana Man arc,
Right.
that is
'Cause it's,
considered
love.
like hostile
That's what he said.
damage.
Yeah.
When he eats
I remember
Makima, he's eating her out of love and respect.
Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
so her
Fucking
body
Steven Universe stuff.
doesn't perceive it as like
I think
damage
also
necessarily.
Yep.
Wasn't it also because he didn't necessarily eat all of her, and so what kind of happened was that the Chainsaw Devil, by eating most of the Control Devil, was able to significantly weaken its power.
Well, Denji's not the Chainsaw Devil either.
Yeah, that was my interpretation, is that she reincarnated because Denji ate her and not Pochita.
Yeah.
That's why I thought, because I mean, obviously she was dead, so she had to reincarnate.
Now,
That
Yeah,
part
she
I
gets
understood.
cut the fuck up. That's such a hard. Not even mention
I forgot that
That's
he
so,
explains it.
That's
Yeah.
so hard that he just like straight up. And Fujimoto shows all the dishes made from fucking the meat of a character we've
W4.
known for 100 chapters.
that was one of
W4.
the most... I think when people talk about being disappointed by the ending of part 2, I feel like this is what they were hoping for, was something unique and fucked up and twisted in like a positive way like this was. Because I remember reading part 1 and finishing it for the first time and just being like, oh, fuck, dude. Like it was just a real feeling, you know? It was a big feeling.
Also, a lot of things I think happen. There's a lot more like character attachment, I think, in part 1 than part 2, because you have the whole like Power and Aki getting. We can talk about this now. I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, I
Power
feel
and
like...
Aki being murdered is like a big, and it happens very quickly too, like within 2 or 3 chapters of each other.
And like with
Yeah.
Power, it's one panel. Like,
Yeah, it's very
Power
just
just fucking on.
just I don't know.
Yeah.
Get ready.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about things that I do prefer in part 1 over part 2 before we get into part 2 properly. Because like, this is one of them. So like, I don't know if this is a controversial take or whatever, but at the end of part 2, I was a bit dissatisfied with them bringing back Makima as a kid. And I was more upset that the kid was immediately dumped on Denji and he just has to live with her. I did not like that narrative direction at all. Not that Nayuta is like an insufferable character or anything. I just kind of wish Denji was free from her like right away, and it feels kind of mean.
I think it's
very
just
mean.
Kishibe. I think it's just Kishibe being like, I don't want to fucking deal with this kid.
Yeah.
I like how he
He's just
fucks
like, fuck
off.
this.
Like
I don't
he's
wanna
just
be in this
he's
fucking
gone
story.
after the part 1. I was really upset.
He just dips.
Yeah.
He went to go get milk. That's it.
Just like
He
retired.
made a great decision. He was
Yeah.
the goat for that. Honestly, he's like, fuck this story. I'm not being in this bullshit. I don't want to get drawn by Fujimoto ever again. Please get me out of here.
Well, I think he also didn't want Nayuta to be back under the Japanese government's control, because that's what makes Makima so fucked up.
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
he's
Yeah.
bred to be kind of a weapon.
Yeah.
Where I think Kishibe ultimately realized that the only way for the Control Devil to have a chance at being, I guess, quote unquote normal was to be with Denji.
Yeah.
And also because Denji was the only one alive now who wasn't with the, like... Of all the characters that could be trusted in part 1 that were alive to raise Naita, Kishibe is working with the government still.
Yeah.
So that's out. Kobeni is a fucking mess.
We don't even know where Kobeni is. She left. She's just like,
gone,
I'm out.
yeah. And so there's Denji.
I don't know if I trust Kobeni more or less than Denji. They're both pretty stupid.
I feel like Kobeni was in high stress situations.
Denji is like loving and confident though. Kobeni would get Naita killed somehow, like instantly.
Probably.
You gotta remember, Kobeni.
So...
I think the thing is that Kobeni is like probably the most normal character because remember in like the Bomb Devil arc, there's a part where she's like about to die because she was so scared that her legs gave out.
She just didn't run.
I also love
and Rize's like, what the fuck?
That scene where the violence fiend comes and he's like gonna go fuck with Rize, and then
he's
just
like,
like,
hell no,
he's just like, nope, Kobeni, pack it up. This isn't for us.
He fucking yells,
shit.
standing in the middle of the road, and he yells, Kobeni, withdraw! She's too fucking strong! And just Rize stares at Kobeni, and she's like,
he just fucking leaves out a door in a random building. He's just like, nope.
Bye.
I am not doing this.
He like turns and fucking waves at her like, later. So stupid. But I don't know.
The Kobeni DDR stuff was so good too.
That shit was
sorry,
awesome.
before we move on
I can't
from
wait
that,
for that to be
Kobeni
animated. There's so many scenes in part 1 that when they get animated, they're gonna fucking slap.
Kobeni's too iconic, yeah. That's another reason why I love Katana Man so much. That's the arc where, like, when everyone gets shot in the back of the head by random Yakuza guys, Kobeni's, like, coworker, he gets killed. The guy whose name I don't even remember because he was fucking boring.
Arai, he becomes the violence.
Yeah, Arai, yeah, he fucking... Oh, he does? Okay. I didn't know it was him. That's crazy. Yeah, he fucking dies, and Kobeni is the one who survives and whips out some fucking insane karate moves and, like, knifes the the guy's head.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm only doing this because my parents made me do it. I don't want to be a public safety. And then she fucking murks everybody.
Both either that or porn.
Yeah.
Girls gotta eat.
The Japanese porn industry is really bad. I don't blame her for honestly picking trying to fight devils over that.
It's so real.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, because Brody was saying we never learn her contract, and that upsets me.
I like that. I like that. I kind of like that. I like the mystery of Chainsaw Man. I like that you could just be like, what is her contract? Like, is it like the crazy devil? I don't know.
Devil.
Yeah.
Did it take her confidence, basically?
The autism devil or
anxiety devil.
See, these are
she gets really cool fighting powers, but she's also scared of everything.
These are like the ideas I never even considered. Like, I so don't give a fuck about the granular like details of the combat or like who's got what power. I just assumed this whole time that Kobeni was just really fucking good at fighting. I did not even consider that she had a double power. I thought it was just a joke that, like, oh, she's like a clumsy dipshit, but then she's like the most competent hand-to-hand fighter out of everyone for no reason.
Well, that's like the like writing joke, but I mean, the first time she's introduced, she's like, "My devil is a secret."
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
secret devil.
Yeah, she says that.
And I wish there had been like a moment where she was like, "There's no devil. I don't have a devil contract. No one wanted to sign with me. I'm whatever."
At least her devil's not
at
least her devil's not the STD devil.
You got the bone devil.
Oh,
no,
Fumiko.
I would sign up for the STD devil, like based on the powers that you get, like.
She's
fuck
like
yeah,
Yuta and
that's
Sonic
part
with
2.
the Fraud
But
Devil.
yeah,
I decided the STD devil was a stupid power when you find out that while it does make copies of you, your copies do not share like knowledge. They have to fucking talk over the phone.
Yeah, they have to talk on the phone.
End up developing their own personalities and their own memories and their own separate lives. Like, fuck that. I want to share consciousness.
that's awesome.
No, because if
We're
I
talking
die,
over
then
the
I'm just
phone.
dead, and
Got
there's
like
just a new me that's not actually me anymore. That's fucking lame.
That's just what having children is.
I did want to go back to the Gun Devil arc and talk about Aki 47.
What is that?
What about Aki Rule 34? That sounds better.
No, so Aki 47 because he's a gun fiend. AK 47.
How about Aki 6'7"? Haha, because he blew up a bunch of kids.
He shot him.
There's no gun.
My favorite-
6'7".
My favorite SCP is the ear fucker. It's the creature that is kept in maximum security containment, 5,000 miles underground, and it will fuck your ear holes.
Yeah.
The snowball fight scene. So, I'm trying to be serious right now.
This is
For
serious.
all you
Serious,
kids
calm down.
I'm
Are you
playing
talking about your
around
fucking
with
cartoons,
TikToks
laughing,
and
yucking it up?
vines
You
and
need to just
Facebook
This
shorts.
is
Just
serious.
point a camera at me while I read the Gun Devil arc again, and just get all of my tears in like 4K. Collect them.
I knew Aki was gonna die even before I started reading because I was spoiled on that, and I still like ugly cried for a whole weekend.
Yeah,
I was
Well, it's-
so devastated.
I mean, it's built up throughout the manga, like everyone telling him, "Dude, you're insane. You can't beat the Gun Devil. You act like a hero in a fucking shonen manga or something. You're so goofy and cringy. I can't believe you're like this." And Aki keeps like shortening his lifespan over and over and over again. Like the writing's on the wall. He's gonna fucking die by the end of the story.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like when. Like the future devil even tells him, "Haha, you're gonna die in the worst fucking way possible. I can't wait
He's
to
like,
see
yeah, bro,
it."
this is gonna fucking suck. You fucking should. Bro.
The
future is awesome.
He's like, bro, I'm trying to see this in 4K.
walking through the consciousness of like Denji and Aki's as the gun fiend blows.
Yeah.
Like in the snowball fight is so like it's just
I know.
cinema. It's just cinema. You can't even like explain it any other way.
Yeah.
And then when
It's
he's
so
like knocking on the door as the
heart-wrenching.
gun fiend and power, they have
No.
like
Yeah, that shit
They're
was
like-
fucking bad. That was just, I wanted to die.
there's so much
that was
tension because they're like looking at the door and they're like, is it Aki or what? And Power's like, I'm gonna go open it, but she's like trepidatious about it, and then he just like blasts through the door.
Yeah. That was like a feeling of anxiety and dread I had not felt since seeing like, I don't know, probably some really disturbing horror movie that I watched years ago. It was that same sinking feeling of like, they've been building up Denji, don't open the door over and over again. And they're like, who's at the door? And like, as I was reading the build up
comes
to
back
it.
twice also.
Yeah, like I was slowly
That's the craziest part.
I was like slowly piecing together what it was, and I was like, "Oh no! Please don't let it be that. Please don't let." And then you get to that fucking page turn where you see Aki with a gun on his face, and it's just like, no.
It's like that feeling of inevitability whenever you know that there's something that you don't want to do and it's gonna suck, and it's that moment of realization where you know there is nothing else in this moment that I can do right now other than this, and I have to do it
Yeah.
even though I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Like, I don't want
Well,
to turn
Makima-
the
you
page.
are also the one opening the door. You
Yep.
have to turn the page.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, and Makima also calls them and is like, the gun devil's here, but
Power,
you got away.
climb out through the balcony. It was so fucked up. It's
Power
like,
sequence, climb up to the balcony and sequence break the manga so I don't have to see this, please.
it's that feeling of like dad getting a shotgun being like, kids hide under the bed. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's your heart like sinks when he opens the door and you see Aki there as the gun fiend.
Yeah.
and you know he's gonna be there.
You
and
know
he's
it's gonna
fucked up,
be
but
there,
you,
yeah.
you
just
don't
hope
know,
You
like-
hope it's not.
You see the image and it hits you like gutturally. You're like, oh, he's fucked up. His face is gone. He's just a weapon now. It's just over. And like knowing that Makima did that too, like, oh no, I lost. Oh no, I made a contract with Aki and now he's the gun fiend. Oh no. Oh no.
And Denji has to go and kill him, like in the middle of the street.
The cutting back and forth with him throwing the snowballs and then showing like the real people actually dying around him, and then finishing with little boy Aki saying, "Wait, I wanted to play catch."
I've never seen
And
you
he
cry.
sees his brother again.
I've never
And
seen
his
you
brother,
cry.
like,
He's like, I've never seen you cry before. Why are you crying?
Oh yeah, Denji was crying in the dream too.
Yeah. I as someone, because I don't care about Aki all that much. Like, he was not one of my favorite characters.
Wow.
He was,
Wow.
I still enjoy him.
Man.
It still hit me. I'm sorry for being a lesbian. I'm sorry.
How
Look,
dare
I'm
you?
on the same page. I'm on the same page.
It still
He's cool,
hit
but,
me
like,
so
I don't know.
hard.
Don't wanna do something like that.
Like, he seemed just kind of like the straight man, so I didn't really care about him that much. But he had a good, like, importance to the dynamic.
Yeah.
It still hit me so gut-wrenchingly, like, he's gone.
Yeah, he's like the Sasuke of the manga. Every shonen manga has to have its Sasuke, and he fills that role by being the edgelord type. But, like, that's the best part, is when he starts to grow attached to Denji and power, that he starts to become... They say he's becoming more sane, because he's starting to worry about them and be like, maybe we shouldn't be in public safety anymore.
Yeah, when he's like, I just want power and Denji to live a happy life.
No.
And Makima's like, psych.
I
this is
see
not
what you're
gonna
doing, bitch.
happen."
No. You're part of my plan to get the Chainsaw Devil out. And if you leave and have a happy life, then you're gonna fuck it all up. So no.
Yeah, I like the scene on the beach too, where Aki is like, I don't even know why I like Makima.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. When it's like, hey, let me borrow your powers. And it cuts like 12 hours later to Angel and like a whole town dead. And it's just like, she can just control people and like,
Oh my god.
you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I hated Makima so bad after they showed like Angel Devil's background, where he had like loved ones and people that he was living with, and Makima forced him to kill all of them just to demonstrate his power. That was so fucked.
Yeah, like a Pokemon, like, ooh, what do you do? Let me see. He's like, no,
Like, I don't want to do
I'm
this.
happy.
He's like, kill them all, bitch. Fuck off.
Yeah, and the scene where they're all attached to like her womb with the chain is like, that spread is so peak.
I didn't notice. Was it actually like attached to her womb? Is what you said?
Yeah, it comes
like
out of
her,
her kind of like groin area. Well, not like her groin,
I didn't
but like
see that. I forgot about that.
That's crazy.
I was reading through it fast enough. I didn't notice that. That's crazy.
I was talking about like the feeling of dread and like hate towards like the buildup of Aki being revealed as the gun devil, the gun fiend. In direct contrast to that, the Control Devil arc begins with like almost the opposite of that, with Makima killing power, where it happens so suddenly and it's like yeah, that's the word. It's like you're like questioning if it actually happened, and so is Denji. It's just like, wait, no, you can't do that. She's like the main character's best friend. You can't just kill her off like that.
Yeah, well, Denji's entire dialogue leading up to opening the door is like, I'm gonna open the door and Power's gonna be there. Why is she here? Oh, it's my birthday today.
You're gonna kill
She's
her.
gonna have a cake. It's gonna be so wonderful.
And then she opened the door and she has like the breast pads in.
Bang.
Never change.
Oh, she does. I didn't even notice
Never
that.
change Power.
Oh.
And she's just like sweating and she's just so uncomfortable. Makima obviously called her and was like, if you don't come over here, I'll kill Denji.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then Makima's like, hey, I'm gonna let you on a little secret. I'm gonna blast the shit out of her with like a gun devil power. She's gonna
It's
be
gonna
dead.
be a fun prank. Oh my god.
And then Denji's like, It's just the way that, like, right before that, he said he didn't want to think for himself anymore.
Yeah.
And Makima's like, yeah, you don't want to think? Just follow orders. Be a good
Yeah.
soldier. Be a good little doggy.
I like
Yeah.
too how like especially after Aki dies, you have the whole scene where he's eating like the ice cream on the bench, and he's like, I killed Aki. So
And he
I like how
throws up.
Yeah, they keep coming back to Power and Aki. Even in part 2, that's like his biggest trauma that was just never resolved.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more thing to say about part 1, and then I'm ready to move on to part 2 if everyone else is. My last piece on part 1, I think it's, for the most part, it's kind of a masterpiece. I think it really hits its stride in Katana Man, but it's all great, and it's a ton of fun from start to finish. That's the important thing, is that it is just a blast to fucking read. But the things that stand out to me the most are like, you know, the themes.
And
I love
such.
the build up from like chapter 1. Kino and I were talking about this earlier today. From like chapter 1, they establish Denji has like a shit life, living in a poop hole, dying of vague blood disease with his little doggy, has no, like, he can barely afford to eat or sleep or do anything, lives in a shitty little shack. He gets
Spoiled
like
bread.
yeah, and
He
then
eats toilet paper.
And then the fucking mob like kills him because they wanted to make a deal with the zombie devil to get more powerful, and he's like, these people had so much more than me and they weren't happy with that. They wanted more. Was it wrong of me to not be happy with what I had? I had Pochita and now I don't even have that. You know, it's like he just wants a normal life. It's like the bare minimum is enough to make him happy throughout part 1. But like the whole time I was reading that, I was thinking like, that's not my experience, but like he's a manga character, so I guess it's okay. You know, like the idea of like one day I'll have a normal life and then I will be living the dream and I'll be happy is like, you're never really fully satisfied in real life. Like once you get the things you dream of, it eventually, your accomplishments become normal to you and then you take them for granted just psychologically.
Yeah, that's just a psychological like normalization.
That's like the whole thing of the entire story though is
well, that's
the
what
escalation of desire.
Like, part 2 builds on that, which is really awesome. But the way that the story goes about it, that I really love about part 1, is that from an outsider or just someone with bad media literacy, it kind of seems like at first glance Denji is just a stupid incel because he's just like, I want to touch boobs. It's my dream to touch. But like that's the gag. Is like to everyone who's not him, it seems like a petty, stupid thing to want. Like, everyone's just like, I'm fighting for the souls of my brethren, and he's like, I want to touch a boob.
Titties.
It's like that thing where people are like, you know, plenty of people here, you know, we have much more lofty goals than someone in maybe like a country where like their houses are getting bombed, and it's just like, I just want consistent meals and a roof over my head.
No.
But it's like, once you get that, then you're always going to be, you know, hopefully you want to be, you know, looking higher and higher to see how far you can go in life.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it is. But then she gets really depressed over it very quickly and loses his direction very quickly, especially in part 2.
Yeah.
Well, I took that as wanting to touch breasts. Is he doesn't understand intimacy. So what's the quickest intimacy is like sex.
Yeah.
Because all he's had access to is like porn mags.
Exactly. That was my takeaway, and that's why this manga stood out to me among other Shonen Jump stuff. Like, it's not just... Like, I feel like a more basic shonen would have had Denji just be a total pervert and just have him be like, well, hey, I'm fighting evil because I want to have sex, and then he would have like sexually assaulted somebody probably, and it would have been played as a joke.
Devil hunter of them all. Oh my god, it's just
fucking.
Be the kid from My Hero Academia that had like
I want
balls
to be
or whatever on his head.
Devil hunter.
But like, there's
please, I want to get stronger.
What makes this manga work is the sincerity. It's that he's not just a stupid horn dog. It's that he hasn't gotten to experience a life. And, like, sex, whether you like it or not, it is, like, a big part of enjoying life for a lot of people, especially fucking teenage boys. Like, he wants to experience all that, and it's totally reasonable. But, like, I kind of feel like in direct... You know, like, they do a good job exploring that with Makima, being like, oh, the reason you didn't feel anything when you touched Power's boobs is because you're not attracted to her. You have to have, like, a kind of intimacy, a kind of feeling for that special someone, and then it's way more intense. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's how I feel about it. That's really cool. And I feel like this is kind of in direct contrast to part 2, where he does just kind of get flanderized into a total horn dog who wants to fuck and wants nothing else, and I'm still a little upset about that.
Well, he also doesn't. He rejects Himeno's advances too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, at least for what I got out of it, it's that he like succumbs to hedonism in a very specific way because he had literally nothing.
Yeah.
And
I think so too.
His whole like idea of a lofty goal is to live a life where he can get like basal hedonistic needs. Like, he starts out wanting like to touch a boob and eat like jam on a piece of bread.
Yeah.
And then he goes to like, I want to kiss and have sex, and I want to eat steak every day. And so his goals get air quote loftier in the sense of like a normal life. And it's almost kind of like the capitalistic grind of like, you know, once you start eating like, you know, rice every day and beans and eating just like really basic stuff, then you're like, well, I want to get a better job, make more money, and like it's that whole grind of like you're never truly happy.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as him being like
like a higher
insincere or
purpose.
like a horn dog at all. I think he just keeps wanting more and more because his standards of a normal life keep increasing.
Yeah.
And that's what they kind of touch on at the end of the manga in part 2.
Like, I see that.
Is
but,
like where his happiness comes from.
I see that, but I feel like the real happiness comes from the joy and love of like bonding with someone and forming a real relationship with them with like mutual benefits. And
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like
I just don't think Denji feels that.
yeah, like that was kind of my problem, is that he doesn't seem to understand that, despite having learned the lesson already, that like, yeah, no, intimacy is way better when it's with someone you care about. And it just felt kind of like, I don't know, like he I don't want to say regressed, because he I don't know. He just fixates on the sex part a little too much for
I also thought that was like him like learning, like, because he had no one. He had Makima in part 1, but then in part 2 he has literally no one until Asa.
Well, he has
for, like, a
power
while.
too. He has power and Aki in
I kind
part
of feel
1.
that
Power is like his closest friend.
Well, I mean,
like what
like
happens
sex
to-
wise.
Oh.
He only has like Makima. He has someone to focus on his energies. Sorry, Kino. And like he basically, like, I think what happens in part 2 is, since he has no one to focus his energy on, he kind of just focuses it everywhere, desperately trying to find somebody. And then once he finds like Asa, he like focuses back on her again.
I think
That's how I interpreted that.
I think I was okay with it at first, but over time, as I got deeper into part 2, it started to feel more and more like Flanderization and less like a real character arc. Because at first it's like, you know, I want to have sex, and people being like, ew, that's gross, and then being like, no, it's not, sex is beautiful. I'm like, yeah, that's the Denji I know. But then you get like 50 chapters later, and it's like every fucking time he says, no, I don't want to do that, someone says, sex, and he goes, well, okay. It's like the same joke like 8 times, and I started to get really frustrated with it.
Kino, you wanted to say something?
So I wanted to kind of touch on what a lot of has been said, where
Yes.
I think that Denji kind of regressing into a point of being somebody who like gets kind of flanderized was kind of purposeful, in that, like, because the thing is that in part 1, remember, he actually did have Rize. That was another character that also, you know, he was kind of teased with having intimacy with, only for that to get torn away.
Yeah.
And the lesson that Denji kind of keeps learning is that these people who keep promising him intimacy and everything that he thinks he wants end up then pulling the rug, and they're like, nope, actually I want the Chainsaw Devil, and fuck you, I want to kill you. And he just keeps getting blatted in the face over and over. And so he's like, fuck it, I don't want to pursue this, I just want the sex because I've always wanted the sex. Fuck the whole intimacy part, because clearly anytime I let myself open up to people, it just becomes this. And like, you can kind of see that Denji is just hollowed out at this point after seeing all of his friends die and having himself constantly get manipulated because he's slouched all the time, and
His mouth is open, never closes his mouth.
he's mouth breathing. He looks like he's about to like pass out at any moment. He's just completely destroyed and has no higher ambition, no higher power, or no higher like purpose or anything to really call to. He just, the only source of joy he seems to somewhat get is, you know, raising Nayuta and having the dogs, and he just starts to get numb to it all.
This all makes perfect sense, and in fact, as you were explaining this to me, I remembered there literally were dialogues where Denji himself said he didn't want that kind of romance, he just wants sex. So that's actually me having bad media literacy.
Wow.
Holy shit.
You were the bad media
like,
literacy
I'm a
all
fucking
along.
idiot.
Like, the other part is that, like, in the Bomb Devil arc, he, you know, because again, the people do this plenty of times to him, and he notes it. He's like, why does everyone wants the Chainsaw heart, but nobody wants Denji's heart? They don't want him. And so he's like, okay, I'm not wanted, so I'm just not even going to act like I'm wanted. I'm not even going to act like it. I'm just here because Chainsaw Man's cool and everybody loves Chainsaw Man.
He
That's
also
so
hates
true.
that part about himself, because he constantly in part 2 is like, I can't stop thinking about my dick. If I just
Yeah.
didn't have it, it would be easier. We can get into part 2. Yeah.
We can officially get into the part
one
2.
last thing.
Okay,
The one last thing about part 1, and the most important thing of part 1 we never talked about was my wife Jimeno, and she's the greatest. She's there for like 10 chapters. She's really cool. She smokes. She's so confident and beautiful. I have a limited edition statue of her, where there's like 1 of 200 ever made, and it's very beautiful. And she's very beautiful to me.
Okay, Petra, can I
That's
just...
it. I have to pee. Can we take a break?
Yes, we could take a break.
No, wait. No. I have to pee. I have to pee too. But Petra, there's a very good reason why I had not brought up Jimeno up to now, and the reason is because my brain, involuntarily, decided to omit all of my memories of Jimeno because the barfing in Denji's mouth scene was so fucking disgusting.
What do you mean? It was fucking hot. Oh my god.
I literally have a vomit phobia, and I would be there for her
Petra's
in
like
her time of
wood.
need.
How do you read this manga with a vomit phobia? There's barfing like every 3rd chapter.
I don't know. It's so bad. I get shaky.
After 1 year of HRT cosplay as Jimeno. Okay.
Okay, I have to pee really bad. Let's all go pee and then come back and talk about part 2.
And then it's time for P art 2.
P art 2.
PP.
Part 2.
You almost... Fuck.
Sting my eardrum.
Oh my god! I'm keeping that in. That's like a lethal combination. Holy shit!
Yes, keep it in, please.
They're gonna be like, what the?
If you sneeze, burp, fart, and come at the same time, I won't be your friend anymore.
We're back. Part 2, Academy Saga. We're gonna go around again. People's favorite arcs. I'll go last. Crona, kick it off.
Holy shit. Okay, it's actually really hard to pick a favorite arc because I've only read part 2 a single time. But I would say I said in part 1 that like stretch of early arcs was like the lower point, and then once it hit Katana Man, it was like all peak nonstop. With part 2, it's kind of the opposite, where I feel like part 2 started out as like my favorite thing ever. Like I was enjoying it even more than part 1 for a while there, throughout like Justice, the Aquarium, and the Falling Devil arc, and even parts of the Chainsaw Man Church arc, which I know is a bit divisive. I was like kind of fully on board for all of that. And then, like, I think it got a little less interesting towards the end. So if I had to pick a favorite, I guess Falling Devil, maybe? Either that or Justice Devil. I don't know. I just really fucking love Asa Mitaka as a character. I love her dynamic with Yoru, the War Devil, and how they're sharing a body and everything. I love Yoru's total, like, dipshit girl fail energy, trying to go around the school, find out who is Chainsaw Man. Will you be my boyfriend? No. Will you find out who
is the gayest character too?
She's so fucking stupid. And then Asa is just like, she's not exactly a girl failure. She's just like a fucking depressed loner teenager, like I was when I was her age. And yeah, she's just autistic as shit. She just goes around. She's like, oh, the guy's standing in my way. Fuck him. Like, that's so real.
Did you know that starfish can have up to 50 legs and that they are, like, eat out of their, like, the mouth on the bottom of their whatever?
Okay, no, the aquarium,
yes,
that's it.
Denji must be falling for me.
That's it.
The
aquarium
now,
is such a great
he
arc.
must be falling
for
me.
I fucking love the aquarium arc. There's so many good moments.
It's mine too. Mine too is the dating Denji arc is so fucking good. Yes. She's so autistic.
I purchased this aquarium sphere. That's so stupid. 1,000,000 yen isn't enough to buy an aquarium, you dipshit.
But she believes
I love how she just packs all the fish knowledge and then just like dumps it, and Denji's just staring at it like open mouth. Like, fucking paying attention.
She's fucking blinking like one eye at a time. Can I see the penguins yet?
I don't want to see a fucking penguin, man. I don't care about this
just
shit.
drooling, and she's like, yes, my plan is working.
So much of part 2 is just like Asa or Denji, like everyone's like expecting Asa and Denji to behave a specific way, and then when they don't behave that way, they get really fucking mad. It's the most autistic manga. It's like the inverse of like every other Shonen Jump manga, where the protagonist is like, you know, like everyone else is like reasonable, and they're like, we can't possibly win against this overwhelming threat, and the hero of every shonen manga is like, I'm hopeful and optimistic, I'm gonna be king of the Jubaloobs, I'm the greatest ever, and everyone's like, wow, how can you be so optimistic in the face of certain doom? Everyone comes up to Denji and they're like, so Denji, if you don't do as I say, I'll kill everyone you love. And he's like, I'm not buying, man. This is fucking stupid. And he walks away like,
Asu's just like,
did he not hear what I said?
Asu's like, you're gross.
Asu's like, what do you mean? This is the best day ever. I'm not boring. Fuck you.
He's like, no, you're kind of mid. You're like a sub 5 female, honestly.
Have you considered... Asa, have you considered that you might be boring? What? No, I studied at the library for this.
The fucking like Denji starts fucking crying, and then like Yoru takes over, and she's like, "Man, it's kind of fucking hot when you cry. I want to jerk you off right now and kiss you so bad." It's like, what the fuck, Yoru? What the fuck?
Yoru is an absolute.
Yeah, she's great. What's your favorite arc, Petra?
No, straight up, the aquarium arc, dating Denji arc, is my favorite. It's so stupid and slice of life in like a Fujimoto way. It's amazing. I love it. Everything we've just talked about.
I love how they're all starving too.
Yeah.
So like depressing.
And then how it's just kind of like a repeat of the Eternity Devil from the first part, like a little bit. So Denji's just like, yeah, I've done this before. Whatever. Keep walking this way. Yeah, I found like $10. Forever. We get so
like
much
what you
fucking
said
money.
earlier about Asa being like the new Kobeni for this arc, when she's like, she realizes she has a cell phone and fucking drops it.
She's like, damn it, I broke my phone. Fuck.
It's like Fujimoto doesn't give a fuck about like writing, okay, like the characters have to have hope and then have that hope immediately crushed to raise the stakes. How do you do this? I'm gonna make it the stupidest option possible. Guys, I have a cell phone.
Love how Asa too like just won't eat fish because she just doesn't like it. And she's so like
autistic.
Like you're starving, girl. And she's like, no, I won't eat fish.
No.
She would fucking starve to death before she ate fish.
It's gross.
Asa's autism is amazing. It's such a beautiful aspect of her character.
Oh, Kino, what's your favorite arc, by the way? Now that we've
What's
talked
my
about the
favorite
dating
arc?
arc for like 20 minutes.
Yes.
I do like the dating arc, but personally, I loved the prominence of the villains in both the Falling Devil arc and the War Devil arc. I thought that, like, because those were where Chainsaw Man actually did start to kind of have drawn out fights, but Fujimoto showed that he was able to make them interesting every time. Because Falling Devil is just kind of sort of like an on and off fight with the Falling Devil, and I love the Falling Devil because he's just like, anyway, can you please like get the fuck out of my way? I need to get like 50 humans so I can feed this fat fuck. Can you please like help me find them? And people are just like all scared. They're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You just tore this person apart. It's like, please can you tell me, ma'am, where I can find some human hearts, please?
She did like the grocery store.
I need this for this dish. I need this for this dish, please.
I just love how matter of fact she is. She's like, please, ma'am, I need to find. Where can I find some nice juicy children so I can feed to the Falling Devil? I really need this for this dish. And the lady's just absolutely paralyzed in fear. It's amazing.
It's like a fucking minimum wage worker.
Yeah, excuse me, which apples best pair with human flesh? Would it be like the Fuji apples or the Granny Smiths?
The guy's on the ceiling.
Oh yes, the sugar beef apples over there.
I personally like to cut my human flesh with a Golden Delicious.
But yeah, and then I love the War Devil arc. I know that everybody's mad about that because then it just completely, like, its way of ending is like if you took the car and then you decided to just immediately drive it off of a cliff and smash through a guardrail and die. And like the best way possible. But I really love how, like, looking back on it, it is like a 40 chapter arc. And it feels like a massive Tom and Jerry fight where it's just like the War Devil's like, oh yes, I did this thing and now I'm winning, and then he's just like, nuh-uh, you're a fucking idiot. Guess what I did? I actually broke your impenetrable shield with my big sword thing that actually doesn't it breaks impenetrable shields. And she's like, no,
it's also the entire state of Michigan.
She's like, no, actually I have the biggest thing in the world and it crushed you. And then he's like, nuh-uh, because actually I was standing over there. It's just fucking
It's
great.
just like kids playing in their backyard being like, I have a laser sword. I have a laser shield that you can't cut it. I have actually a hammer that beats the
All the power scaling in Chainsaw Man just fucking crumbles when the characters realize there's no fucking rules and all their powers are vibes based. Literally, she's like, I'm gonna turn Chainsaw Man into a weapon, and he's like, scissors beats paper. I'm not yours anymore. I win. And she's like, fuck you.
I love it. because like my two favorite, I guess, like moments in that are whenever she pretty much has like an amazing like god tier anime power up when she's like, wait a minute, America reinvented nuclear bombs, and then she just immediately nukes Japan. She just immediately Falcon punches the shit out of Denji.
I love the panel when she realizes too.
There's like the chase where Denji's like, okay, if she doesn't see that I have lost, then that means that I haven't lost, and so that means that I'm winning. And so he's just constantly running around being like, nuh-uh, you didn't beat me, nuh-uh, you didn't beat me, nuh-uh, no, you can't see it. It's not working. It's so fucking great. And then the rock, paper, scissors thing is like the icing on the cake. It was actually the best thing I've ever seen.
I want y'all to know that I read the final 20 chapters of the manga this morning, and I read about 10 chapters, and then that was the point where I got up and took a break, was that page spread of the nuke hitting Japan. Was where I got up and made myself a cup of coffee to like wake myself up more, and came back and sat down like, and hit the arrow key on my keyboard. Let's see what happens next.
I think my favorite little mini gag during that is when all the Fumikos, because STD Devil, we said, like, lets you clone people. Mm-hmm. They're just like, hey, Minnesota, Fumiko here. We just lost the state of Michigan. I looked over my backyard. It's gone.
It's like, oh, yeah. Hey, turn on the TV. It doesn't matter what channel. Michigan is fucking gone.
My favorite part during the war, that is when she turns falling into the kind of like the Soviet style war cape. And then when she's like, I'm not in love with Denji, I'm in love with America. And she's like, in Japanese, thank you, America. She's like, wait a minute. Thank you, America. In English.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I can't wait to see that animated. Holy shit. Like fucking 70 years from now, they're gonna animate that, have the voice actor saying arigato, no, thank you, America. It's gonna be so fucking cool.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna be almost 50 when this manga finishes, like getting animated.
Chainsaw Man is probably gonna be banned from America.
Brody.
We're probably not ever gonna get an English dub for that. They're gonna be like, fuck this, get out of here.
That's me.
What's your favorite arc in part 2, Brody?
What's your favorite burp in Chainsaw Man? What's your favorite puke moment?
My favorite puke moment is I don't know, actually. My favorite arc in part 2 is probably the Falling Devil arc. I'm a little lukewarm on part 2. Only I think the reading it weekly was detrimental to the overall experience.
Yeah,
but I'm too old to change my ways. Too far gone. It's not gonna happen.
Boomer.
Exactly.
You're boomer. You're old.
I think Falling Devil sets up the most interesting stuff that's going on, and it has the most interesting, like, because it sets up like the fake Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, fake Chainsaw Man was fucking hilarious.
I just like Falling Devil in general because she's just like so bad, and it's so funny how she's just like a chef, but she's like a really shitty chef, and you don't expect it.
We didn't talk about our favorite characters. What the fuck?
We'll get to that.
Not yet.
That'll be at the end once we've gone over every character, Kino.
And then I think my second favorite would probably be the Justice Devil arc, only because I love the Asa and Yuko talk where Yuko's like, yeah, I killed my neighbor. And Asa's just like, neat.
There's just like 10 panels of them sitting in lawn chairs.
It's so awkward.
Like King of the Hill sipping beers and whatever. I hope they just have that. Like, they sip some, like, drink or something.
I love how there's 4 panels in between where Yuko's like, yeah, I killed my neighbor. And it's just like panel. And Asa's just like, neat.
Why? She was like, why'd you do that? She's like,
where?
He was a piece of shit. He was littering. She's like, oh. And you can kind of see her smile fading away as she, like, thinks about it more. And she's just, like, processing. Because they're just hanging out like normal friends, and out of nowhere, just like, I murdered someone yesterday. Yeah. Wow.
And then Yuko's like, wow. Don't come to school tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, hey Asa, you're cool. Don't come to school tomorrow.
Right?
I was like, this is the most American thing I've read in my entire life. Fujimoto, how?
We need to
Fujimoto is
talk
an
about
America
that.
file.
The fucking
Fujimoto.
the way American culture is so perfectly captured in this manga is insane. It still takes place in Japan. The whole thing's in Japan, and yet somehow, like the gun devil being as strong as it is, like compared to like reality where we have school shootings like 3 times a week and they don't even fucking report on it half the time. You got like the like we talked about the nuclear war, nuclear weapons getting reinvented by America, them singing the national anthem and shit. My personal favorite being the end of the Aging Devil arc. Because, like, the Aging Devil is just, like, comes the fuck out of nowhere, has nothing to do with the actual, like, Nostradamus prophecy, whatever the fuck. It's just, like, this whole thing happens. We have to fight this guy. Killing him won't actually save the day. It'll just resolve this one isolated conflict. And they spend, like, I swear, like, 10 chapters trying to kill the Aging Devil, being like, how do we get out of his brain world? And then the end of the arc is, like, very abruptly, like, and then we killed him, and then we went back to living our lives, and they're at the coffee shop, and, like, there's zombies and shit, like, eating each other's brains right outside the door, and they're like, I'm so glad things went back to normal. It's like, yeah, that's like, that's real life.
That is
the way
the
things
peak
are now.
experience of going to Waffle House after, like, a night at the bar. You have people fighting behind you, and it's like...
It's the experience of, like, fucking some political live streamer getting murdered and then everyone talking about it like it's the end of the world for a week, and then like by 3 weeks later some other event has happened and everyone's forgotten about the guy who died and everyone's moved on to talking about the new discourse.
They're like, oh, World War III's about to happen. Yo, so like you want to get a little pizza?
Yeah, that sounds really bad anyway.
They make a comment on it during the Chainsaw Man Church after they break out of the detention center. They're watching TV, and it's like this drama about, I think this like K-pop, this like idol or something is like dating someone. And
oh yeah,
the fans like, don't give up
hope. It was a cheating scandal, I think.
Yeah, the cheating scandal. And one of the kids is like, wow, like there's so much stuff happening and people are talking about celebrity gossip.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, that's humans, bro.
That's real life. It's just some awful shit is going on around the world all the time, and people treat it like it's a trendy social media topic and move on from it in like 2 days, and it just becomes normal.
Yeah.
Shit is so fucked. And of course it's that way in Chainsaw Man. It doesn't matter if it's literal like chainsaw like zombie monsters fucking killing people in the streets. Because guess what? In the world of Chainsaw Man, you can just be walking down the street minding your own business, and all of a sudden the butthole devil comes along and fucking eviscerates you in like a second.
The butthole devil, yeah.
Shit just happens all the time. You're just walking around and then like, oh, 100 people are dead. Fuck it.
Yeah,
that's like the thing.
I like how Bro Benny is just like, he's Basie's
Bro Benny.
Go
He is Go Benny, but male.
I like Go Benny.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bonnie, he is really funny, and it's really funny that that character shows up for like all of 2 seconds. It's just like, oh yeah, this is like the one of the little ass jits that Cabinas was talking about.
Oh yeah, doesn't she have like 1 million brothers or something?
Something like that. I actually really love the character writing in 2, because there's everybody's so goofy. I love Lil D.
Lil D's the best.
Little D.
One of my favorite scenes is
Little D on the
whenever-
backup.
I think they end up at somebody's house, and Lil D's just looking through the fridge and just has like a big plate of spaghetti.
I think it's
They're
awesome.
like-
It's Asa's apartment where, like, after
They're, like,
Denji
trying
wakes
to-
up, they're like,
They're trying to talk about something serious, and she's like, "Can I eat this?" And they're like, "So anyway, then it's like, can I eat this?" Just like, so we want your input of it. Can I eat this?
no, that's
Doesn't give a
what's so
shit.
important to me too. I do the same thing of just like, hey, can I eat this? Like, we can keep talking. I just want to know if I can eat like your leftover spaghetti. Like,
Lil D's got
I'm
like
hungry.
big dick energy, because she's just like, okay, like that's cool and all what you're talking about, but you know, can I get that? You haven't touched those fries in a bit. Can I get that?
I love that.
And
she's
it's fucking
she's
real.
not even the real famine devil. She's just hungry. She's just fucking hungry.
He just liked human culture a lot. Have
She's
you
just
seen
like
the
that.
4? What are they called? Like the 4-panel gag for that
For coma.
for Como for like, because I think it's Bro Benny is like, how do you stay so skinny, Fammy? And she's like, I just shit a lot. and then she shows him a picture on her phone, but you don't see it. You just see his horrified face.
I remember that. That was in like the back of one of the books.
Lil D would definitely. That is so real.
Holy shit!
Just takes pictures of her shit and uploads it to poop.com. She's like, oh yeah, I got the best one. Because that's the thing. She like really loves human culture. That's probably part of her cultural exchange. Is she loves poop.com.
She loves
Wonder
uploading her own
Bread.
shit.
Wonder Bread 71296.
All she knows is just going beast mode 24/7, and you got to respect that.
I know I was complaining about horny Denji earlier, but I still really love that gag at the end where Lil D tries to show him her stomach to show it's like empty of all organs, and later when like he's so fixated on the
state.
Still, yeah, he goes fucking catatonic staring at her panties, and then in the next chapter, when it like flashes back to that moment that just happened, he's remembering it wrong. He doesn't remember the gaping hole in her belly. He just remembers her being naked with panties showing.
Yeah. I also love when Fumiko gives him her picture naked. She's just like, "Here, take this, senpai." And then she just disappears.
She's under the bed too the whole fucking time. She's just talking to him like that one scene. What is the Will Ferrell movie where they're like in bunk beds, like above each other?
Brothers?
Just underneath the, it's just like Step Brothers. Where she's under the bed, like, "Hey Denji, you gotta save the world. Here's my nudes."
This is why I don't care so much about the paneling of the fight scenes. Like, it's good. I've seen better fight scenes in manga. It's fine. It's whatever. But when it comes to the comedy, the comedic timing is perfect in this book.
So
Yes.
When
Good.
you
It's so
flip
fucking
the
funny.
page, it's like, okay, the page ends with her like under the bed, just her saying "senpai," and you flip the page, and the next page is her hand on the bed going, "Here's a photo of me nude." It's perfect.
And Denji's just like, "She's a good girl."
He's just looking at it like, oh.
Yeah, I think part 2 definitely makes up for any of its other like shortcomings that maybe part 1 did better by just having the vibes be on fucking point. Because then everybody is just so quotable and funny.
It's just chaotic, which I guess is kind of thematic, where part 1 is the control devil, so everything is neat and tidy, and part 2 is war, which is messy. And
It feels like Chainsaw Man turned into the world's craziest sitcom, and I fuck with that vibe so much.
you just need, like, in the anime, they just need to do like the Seinfeld music. Ba-dum.
Kramer, why are you getting jerked off by Yoru in the alleyway?
I just love it, Jerry.
Oh.
It's like, again, like even like the biggest, like all these characters that were formerly like these great enemies are now just like kind of regular people, and they're allowed to be funny. Like whenever Katana Man's like wanting to kill Chainsaw Man is the reason this heart beats.
Put his nuts in his mouth.
The final battle literally just being a giant Tom and Jerry episode. It's fucking great.
I was surprised at how much Yoshida grew on me over time, because I was so fucking disinterested in Yoshida at first, and then as his role grew bigger and bigger throughout the story, I was like, yeah, I kind of like this guy. I don't know. He's just got that fucking shit-eating grin at all times, and like,
That's Denji's boyfriend.
he tries so fucking hard. And Denji is just too stupid. He just can't.
He tries to reason with the stupidest man on the planet.
Like the people like tell him towards the end of the story, they're like, "Yeah, you're no fun," and he's just like, "What? I'm not fun." Like, he's just a guy. He's just a sweet guy.
When he's telling Denji, I enjoyed going to school with you, and Denji's like, "I don't remember any of that shit."
Who the fuck are you?
He just fucking blows up.
Yoshida's like insistent on being a main character, and the narrative doesn't give a fuck, and it's really fun.
Yoshida's like, "Please, Denji, please, let's go off to the sunset together." He's like, "Ew, you're fucking gay." What the fuck?
It's like the same with that one guy who's the fucking sword devil. He kind of looks like Yoshida too. Like looking at him on the cover art, like I think like volume like 16 or 17 has the sword guy, and then volume 17 has Yoshida. And I thought they were the same guy at first, and I read the book, and he's like, "Hey, Denji, remember me? We fought before back in the Control Devil arc." And he's like, "No, who
the fuck are you?"
It's like, "You're a gay loser, bye."
He's like, "Excuse me, can you get the actual fuck out of my house?"
You have to add all the really heavy mouth breathing to be like,
Yeah.
"No."
Oh my god! Can you please get the fuck out of here? I want to jerk off already. God damn it!
The way Sword Devil's introduced, like he's like a normal anime character being like, "Hello, it's me, the new side character for this arc. I'm introducing myself, and you are," and he's like, what? I don't, what?
You don't have tits. I'm not interested.
Denji's just
And
me.
she just gets super stupid.
Because even when the Falling Devil comes back, because even when the Falling Devil comes back at the end of in the middle of the War Devil, the first thing he recognizes is their boobs.
Mm-hmm.
She has a great rack.
Yeah, and he's like,
She has a great rack.
the lost boob devil, and then like, Giori's like, no, the fuck, she's not. She's the Falling Devil.
Snap out of it, Denji.
I have to say, the character writing definitely peaked for me during the stretch from like everything from like Katana Man through like Falling Devil was like absolute peak. The Chainsaw Man Church arc I felt was a bit messy in execution, but like once I gave it more thought, I grew to really love it. Like I think I like it. I like it more now than I did while I was reading it, and I really want to read it again because like I feel like the Church arc is so like it has so much shit happening so fast. It's like it takes its sweet time building up all these characters and setting up all this shit that becomes important later, but it's like that's it. So much of it is set up, and then like the arc has to have a climax because it's an arc, and the climax is just like 7 different reveals that are all fucking like whiplash, you know?
Yeah, the climax just like this happens and this happens. And this happens.
Again, also like the a really good parallel to like Western culture is just the evangelical Christians that are trying to like bring about a prophecy.
Accelerate the doomsday. They're like, you know how like God told us this will happen one day, even though like we're not gonna get into the whole rabbit hole of that. But then they're just like, yeah, what if we speed ran that? We want to see God right now. Yes. Yeah, bro. Let's do that tomorrow. Fuck everything, bro.
I think my biggest complaint for part 2 is just how everything just kind of happens.
Yeah. Like
and
shit just happens
like,
abruptly or what?
Yeah, like it just like happened and then it's like over.
Yeah.
And then it like picked and then it's like, oh, we're on the right. Like the detention arc is like I think the epitome of it because they're like it's gonna take a war to break Denji out. And then it's just like
it tries to build that up and then it doesn't do that. They just
we just walk in.
Because like Quan Chi comes in and it's like so fucking hype. It's so hype to see her come in, and then she's just like, "Yeah, I really don't feel like doing this. I just want to have sex in my. I just want to have sex right now. So like, y'all can go." It's like okay.
I loved that arc though. That was hilarious to me. It was like it's gonna take a war to get him out of there, and it was really hype for a few chapters. And once they find him, all of the doctors are super cooperative, and they're just like, "Well, yeah, of course we don't want to die. You can have him. We won't say anything." They're like normal people. They're not devil hunters.
And I think that's where the detriment of reading it weekly was. Because when you read it weekly and you're like, oh, it's going to take a war to break him out. And then you read it like over the next 5 weeks. And then it's like all of a sudden it's just like done. Yeah. You're like, what the fuck did I just read? Like, what happened?
And then the next like 10 chapters after that are like, hey, let's go get sushi.
Yeah,
hey, I'm gonna jerk you off behind the sushi like place, and we're just gonna talk about like eating like, sushi in a certain order. Okay.
Denji literally falling to his fucking knees and crying, saying, "Why am I so easily manipulated with my horniness? I only think with my penis. It's all because of my stupid wiener."
Oh, you're so cute when you cry.
I will cut it off for you.
He's like, fuck my big chungus.
It's okay, Denji.
My fat chungus life. I'm such a chud.
I will give you SRS, Denji. I will fix it for you.
I'm such a fucking chud. Nobody loves me.
It is kind of crazy how in the weekly Shonen Jump manga for kids, there is a lesbian orgy scene. There is a jerking off in an alleyway scene.
They show the cum all over her hand, too.
And they show it in her hand.
I'm so fucked up.
and then they show her also grinding on Denji for like the next 2 chapters, like on his lap.
Can you wiggle a little more? Oh my god. But yeah, like I think the Chainsaw Man Church, well, I wasn't thrilled with the pacing of it. I do think all in all it had a ton of iconic moments that were really fucking cool, and I do think the pacing will be ironed out when it gets animated, because like especially if you're speed reading it, it feels like like people just change their mind about everything like every 10 seconds. Like,
but I think that's the point too. Is just that like they're following the will of God, so like they don't have opinions. They're just like, no, we got to do this thing.
Yeah.
No, we got to do this thing. Okay.
I was thinking more specifically of the end of that arc where, so Denji and Nayuta are trying to like escape or whatever, trying to go home, and they, like, Nayuta asks Denji, like, do you want to be with me? And he's like, yeah, like, she's like, how much do you like Asa? He says, like, a little bit, like this much. And how much do you love me?
Oh my god.
And he like spreads his arms out, and she's all happy. And then they go back to their house. Their pets are all fucking dead. The house is on fire. The flamethrower devil fucking burned their whole life to shreds. It's nothing now. It's all burned to ash. And Denji is finally pushed to his limit and has to go, like, he has to go chainsaw mode and fuck them all up. And he's immediately, like, happy and cackling and being like, Nayuta, you should, like, fuck off. I'm actually not happy with my life anyway. And it's a huge relief that I get to be Chainsaw Man again. Because, like, I tried living the normal life and it sucked ass. And I while reading that, I was, like, confused for a second. Because, like, didn't he just say, like, 10 seconds ago that he loved Nayuta? And when I thought about it in retrospect, I was like, nah, this actually makes the most sense. Because, like I said before, I was not happy with that direction the story took of like dumping Nayuta on him, because I wanted him to be free of the Control Devil's influence and finally like take his life into his own hands. This was the only way that could actually happen. He had to fucking like get rid of her, and it still sucks and it still hurts because he does like feel for her. Nayuta's like, you know, I like her, she's a cute character and everything, but like I really desperately wanted him to shed her and move on.
Chainsaw Man is kind of like symbolic for drugs also, where every time there's like a catastrophe in his life, he becomes Chainsaw Man. And then he's like, oh, I don't need life. Like when the the Aging Devil arc, he's like, if you kill my family, I'll just find a new one.
If you kill that one, I'll get another one.
Yeah, I'll always, Chainsaw Man will always exist. I can always get another hit of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man is pretty much the only constant in his life.
It's true. But yeah.
Even though Chainsaw Man ruins
like,
his
we
life.
need an intervention.
Pochita's like, we need an intervention. And so anyway, we're going to have you quit cold turkey. Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kill myself.
Pochita's like the middle of like a bad K-hole trip. He's just like, hey, buddy, you got too much going on here. Bye.
Pochita's the goat because he just sees all this. He's like, you know what? I see that literally everything in this entire world is kind of all happening because of me. I'm about to check out.
It's just great because like I look back on the church arc and I know intellectually that there definitely was a lot of stuff I didn't enjoy about it. Like there was a lot of yapping about Nostradamus and the prophecies and all that stupid lore objective shit that I don't care about. I'm not interested in. I'm in it for the characters and stuff. But like the character moments themselves were fucking great. And there was a lot of good comedy in it too, particularly every time Denji interacts with one of the church people, and they're fucking insane.
Yes, they're fucking deranged, and it's hilarious.
I think, oh god, I really love the bit where he's just at school and like a Twitter argument unfolds right in front of him, or like some guy comes like, "Excuse me, are you wearing a Chainsaw Man t-shirt? That's actually very problematic because you could be seen as propagating on a victimizer." And he's like, "What?" Shit. And then a different guy comes up to him and goes, "Are you guys shitting on Chainsaw Man? Fuck you! I'll fight you!" Punches him in the face.
It's so fucking great.
I feel like he probably got that from an actual Twitter argument he saw. He was like, "Wow, these people are actually fucking like brain dead. I should put them in my manga and like write hate mail about them."
Speaking
of
the
ultimate like chud like portrayal guy. He's able to show like goofy dweebs doing goofy dweeb shit, and he's able to make it look as stupid and lame as it is. It's awesome.
Yes, of course. Let's show you around our church. This is where we have the 19-year-olds get married to one another. What? You do that? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people?
This is where you have sex right afterwards, but you have to get married first. It's part of the Chainsaw Man way.
You gotta do that. It's what God wants, because you do the sex.
Actually, Chainsaw Man not getting laid.
Yeah. God.
I love when he tries to say it to Asa, like, "I'm Chainsaw Man," and she's like, "There's no fucking way."
She's like,
"You
"You're
would not
stupid.
say. He would
Shut
not
the
say
fuck
that.
Up.
You're a loser.
You're a fucking loser." He would not say that.
I was reading that and thinking to myself, like, why doesn't he prove it to her by just pulling his shirt up and showing her the starter in his chest? And then later, the fucking student body president did that with a fake starter in his chest.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hilarious.
Too.
I love the opening chapter with Yoru and the Asa and her
double.
contract. Her contract with Asa.
Yes.
It goes hard, especially when she just fucking blows the class president up and walks away.
Yeah, it's good.
I got so like filled with false promises, thinking like, oh, we're having like deuteragonist, like 2 protagonists or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we just eventually just go back to Denji, like after 30 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than it being like back and forth.
One of the biggest
Yeah, that
complaints
kinda
I have is Asa just kind of gets kicked to the
Yep.
wayside post like the church arc, or even
Yeah.
post Falling Devil. It becomes just kind of like the Yoru show.
Yep.
And
It was
Asa really
kind of-
she only comes in to be like, I'm sad and scared.
Yeah, it kind of becomes a thing that you think, like how horrifying and sad it is that Yoru is just kind of completely derailing.
The last time she also comes in is at the end when it's like, yeah, I want to have sex with you. Asa consents too, by the way. It's chapter 230.
I was gonna
That's
bring
like one
that
of her
up.
last appearances.
I was gonna bring that up with like a Twitter argument unfolding right in front of Denji's face. It's like I was gonna say, speaking of Twitter, were y'all thinking of Twitter during that scene too? Because that was
Yeah,
that's
the-
my immediate thought.
Yeah.
Listen,
She just
the
looks
Asa
at the camera and says, "Asa consents too." By the way,
The
she's not
Asa
saying that to
consent-
Denji.
The Asa consenting in Yoru's body discourse was actually very strong.
That's so fucking. Wait, actually, was
Yeah,
it?
people
was
were
it really?
yapping the fuck out of that shit. People were
my
yapping so much about that shit. It was
Who
crazy.
gives a fuck? Who
They
cares?
share
They
a
care about the
brain.
consent.
They share a fucking
They're-
brain.
they're
She literally
basically the
says,
same person.
"I like Denji because Asa likes Denji." Asa
It's
wanted to
basically
do
like
that.
dissociative identity.
It was very
fucking
important
God.
that we got Asa's consent in writing before.
We needed to get a
They
a
didn't
fictional
have
character's
before they
consent for this
explicitly
event.
didn't
Damn it.
have sex. They needed explicit consent
I'm
before
just saying
Denji
is that
didn't
the
have
Asa
sex.
the Asa consent discourse was very strong.
Oh my
It's so fucking
very
funny because
stupid.
while I was reading that this morning, I was thinking
head
to
hurts.
myself, like, oh, Fujimoto's so smart, preemptively checking the consent discourse before it happens.
Oh, no, it was
Knowing
already
now
happening.
it was happening for months already is fucking hilarious because that means he was talking directly to the stupid people in the audience.
Yeah.
it's
You
just
failed to check,
shut
though,
the
that they
fuck
were-
up.
He failed to realize that, oh wait, they're stupid, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna break the
'Cause the-
fourth wall. Just a big
When
fuck
Euro
you.
was like, Asa agrees, people were like, actually, Euro is lying in this moment because she
Yes.
looks to the side and
fuck
Asa, we don't
off.
see Asa's actual
God damn it.
face.
God damn it! Now we've gotten into like
I'm
reacting
so
to fandom
happy.
discourse.
So happy I didn't read it weekly. This is why you never engage in fandom discourse
Yep.
ever. It
Yep.
is the
This is
devil.
my
It is the
favorite-
worst
Just to
thing
cut it.
ever.
This is my
Make
favorite
real
part.
friends.
Yes.
Make real fucking
Yes.
friends.
Fucking
People
hear,
online
hear.
aren't real. They're bots. They're bots.
They're all
not
just to,
real.
like,
They're there to
end
make
it.
you angry and like make $5 OnlyFans like subscriptions.
They're all the
This
most
is
make you like buy their
obsessive-
botted AI boob pics.
They're the
I don't
most
know. I love
obsessive
the
and nerdy
discourse.
fucking
I love it.
geeks on the internet. There are like a billion fucking normal people all around the world who just read the end of Chainsaw Man. We're like, oh, that was nice. Everyone you're seeing online who's like frothing at the fucking mouth, freaking out about it, like their lives are over, are the most obsessive fucking dorks on earth. They do not represent everybody.
We're gonna cap this whole like section of talking about the dweebs off with like, look, any anime fans who are somehow still latched on here because you're sitting here typing up your keyboard and you're still taking this long to type out your fucking comment. We do hate you types of people. We don't like you people. We only love you for the engagement and how long you're going to be commenting. That's
Oh my
it.
Kino will draw you pregnant if you
will.
comment bad things.
That's my favorite type of person. Leave your comment. I want to see it.
Okay, for real.
Leave
though,
I
your
live-
comments. Leave them all. We
I
will
live.
reply to
I
all of
leave.
them. Don't worry.
I live for the discourse.
specifically, it's. I just need to say, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to not like things that other people like. It's okay to like things that other people don't like. It's when you take it personally and start making it your life's mission to tell other people, no, you're wrong about my favorite cartoon, that you're fucking dumb and you should shut the fuck up and touch grass.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
I cannot wait for the touching grass episode, because it's just going to be me screaming about this for 3 hours about how the internet isn't real anymore. It hasn't been real since Facebook was invented. Like, just talk to people. Like, find a Discord and talk to people that you've talked to for a few hours and can, like, trust to not be, like, a mouth-breathing shitlord. And, like, your life will be so much better.
I promise
That's
Twitter...
connections with people.
Twitter is not real life. Like, people in real life were not watching, like, Adventure Time and having self-cessed discourse about Fiona fucking a fucking alternate universe version of herself or some shit. No, real people don't think about that. They think, haha, funny cartoon.
Do you think that Princess Bubblegum and Marceline is a problematic age gap because they do each other?
This is not an Adventure Time podcast.
They're both over 100 years old.
Just be horny as fuck. Who fucking cares? Just be horny. Don't worry about whatever it is, because chances are you're jerking off to something fictional anyway.
Is Dingy actually a groomer? Because Euro is probably only like 3 months old, realistically.
Just be a goon cell.
Think about it, guys. They share a brainwave, so you gotta do the math on the averages of their brain lives. And when you add it together,
you look at
the combined age of Asa and Yoru together is only like 2 weeks, guys. That means she's a groomer.
Look, you can cut their brain in half, and it looks like the rings of a tree, and you can determine their age that way.
Dingy Epstein devil? Question mark.
Dingy worse than Epstein, actually?
Question mark.
Who knows?
I was fine with him groping people, but I draw the line at problematic age gaps, guys.
Listen,
we should cancel Fujimoto.
When Fumiko touched his wiener, the discourse around that was also chaotic.
I knew it would be.
It's supposed to be bad. That's the whole point. Is that she's just
bad people can't do bad things because actually you're advocating for it. Duh.
That's my least favorite fucking thing. And this will be my last thing about the online discourse.
Yeah.
If something bad happens, that doesn't mean that it's like saying you should do it.
Yeah.
Stop being mouth breathers.
What do you mean? Actually, no. That's
always,
the only.
It's always fucking always with sexual stuff. It's never with violence. No one ever sees someone shoot something and be like, why is this guy advocating for me to kill, like, Palestinian children? No.
Sex bad.
I can't believe
just a guy shooting a gun.
I don't care if people get ripped apart and torn from their families and get blown up. Sex is bad because God said that you have to wait until marriage. And see, if I'm seeing sex or doing sex, it's bad. It's bad. It's worse than all of that because, see, God told me that I need to kill people. Killing people is fine. Sex is bad. It's bad.
And the people that have the problem with the sex, until proven otherwise, I assume they're all like 15-year-olds that like shouldn't be interacting with me online.
Dude, you're just a gooner. You're just a gooner and you have no life. Don't worry about me. I've never even touched grass or ever talked to anybody in real life. But you're just a goon cell. And that's all you do is just watch gooner bait. What the fuck?
I feel personally attacked right now.
I'm going to draw 2 stick figures. And then I'm going to draw them holding hands. And then I'm going to write on the paper, this stick figure is 17 years old, and the other stick figure is 50 years old. And then people will put me in a guillotine because I drawed a bad, problematic age gap.
How dare you, Crona? I'm actually calling the cops on your house right now. I have your address. I'm actually calling the United States military. You're going to get deported, then you're going to get bombed, and then after that, your remains are going to get exhumed, and then I'm going to feed them to my dogs. And then after that, I'm going to kill my dogs and then eat them, and then I'm going to shit them out, and then I'm going to throw them at your relative's house, and I'm going to be like, yeah, look, this is how poopy your child is.
I can't believe that Fujimoto drew a picture of a house on fire that had dogs and cats in it. I bet he would burn down dogs and cats in real life, too. What a fucking bastard.
For real, what the fuck?
Why would you even think of that? That's so sick. Why is he sick in the head?
He drew someone grooming somebody. Obviously, that means that he's a groomer and he's very problematic. He needs his hard drives checked, dude.
Why did Barum say, no, that's what I call cooking after that scene?
Now, Falling Devil is based. I love eating people. It's very cool.
Falling Devil, never cook again.
Falling Devil always cook.
That's basically what Fami says. Is she's like, stop cooking.
You should never cook again.
Did you know that all 50 humans consented to being eaten in the Falling Devil arc? They all actually said, "I consent," and it was very cool.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just making a dumb joke.
Falling Devil?
It's not important.
You want to know how the Falling Devil is a shitty cook? is that she is out here asking what apples pair best with human flesh when there is already a cookbook on human flesh. Just why didn't you read that?
She doesn't even season anything.
That's actually real. That's actually real, though. That's a real cookbook.
Well, this is how we know she's white.
Yeah, she's a cracker. She doesn't know this. Oh, wait.
Her seasoning is just like blood.
Y'all give me so much brain damage.
Can we... Brody, can you finish up your, like, because you haven't talked, you can finish up your thought, but I'm ready to go back to normalcy.
Oh, no, we can go back to normalcy.
Okay, I didn't know if you had anything to add.
No, I like the internet Discord.
Okay, I don't know how you do that.
I pretty much said my piece on the Discourse.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Well, like
I think they're stupid, but I love making fun of it. So, thank you.
It actively like spikes my blood pressure in a bad way.
There is like a carnal joy in reacting to it and like feeling validated by other people being like, yeah, the discourse is stupid. I'm like, yes, I was right. I knew it. My friends and I are the only normal people on earth. It's Twitter that's bad. Like, but when I am in like the process of consuming, you know, like a work of art, like I want to read it in isolation without outside influence. I don't want to be perusing the forums of people like theorizing, being like, here's what I want to happen in the next episode of Digital Circus, then being fucking furious when it doesn't happen. Like, that's not how I engage with my stuff. Like, I'm not concerned with the material, like, what are the, like, plot points that play out. Like, I'm not concerned with, like, oh, is this payoff going to, like, surprise me and, like, fill me with joy and whimsy? I'm more just curious. I'm like, where's the story going? Is it going to go in a direction that I think is interesting or satisfying? You know, like I'm curious. I have an open mind.
Also, the themes and such, unironically, are like the best part of any work.
Themes and such.
Yeah, themes and such. It's such a fucking like I understand.
Themes and such maxing. What the fuck, bro?
I can understand the frustration if like you read this book and you sincerely thought it was not very good. And all you see online is people trying to hype it up and being like, no, but the themes over and over again. Like, I can understand where the meme comes from. But, like, just using a meme in response to people who sincerely love something just makes you look childish. Like, it just is a thought-terminating cliche. It's like...
Yeah, you should learn how to kind of expand your horizons and try to learn. You should try to elevate your understanding to be able to more deeply understand things, because then you can enjoy it more. Because that's the thing, is that like if you're like a great chef, you can actually better appreciate the fine different like things going on in a Ritz cracker. Like there's a lot whenever you take a bite of it versus just somebody who doesn't know how to cook. You get to appreciate it more.
Yeah, don't have like this...
Holy fucking shit.
What?
I'm sorry. I was looking up themes and such to like make sure I knew exactly what I was talking about, and underneath it is this shitty like ad that just says, get the themes and such mug from like Urban Dictionary, and it's just a picture of a mug. It's just a green square that says themes and such on it. It's not.
That's great.
God damn it. Fucking Google AI shit.
But yeah, like I feel like people have this thing where they want like
Jesus.
And you see this in like a lot of like any skill nowadays, that you see like a lot of people, they just want the trick that will make like everything work for them. And the thing is that that's not how that works for anything in life. You need to constantly be slowly leveling up yourself. Like there's not one trick that suddenly makes you a good cook or good at guitar or good at making manga or good at understanding manga. It comes from you constantly challenging yourself over and over. And as you do that, your appreciation of whatever medium that you're trying to get into or trying to appreciate will deepen multiple times over as you learn more about the culture that it's coming from, and you know the headspace of the author and what they're referencing, and also just figuring out what you get out of it and how it resonates with you. That's important, not this lore bullshit. You need to figure out what it says to you.
Here.
I think if you're using other people's opinion to form your own, you're not interacting with the discourse properly.
Yeah. Well, even then, it's not just about reacting to other people. It's about the way they engage with the art that they consume. Because it's like people treat it like it's escapist fantasy land. Like they don't consider that there is an author or an artist behind it. And if they do, they're just purely looking at it from like an entitlement stance of like, this dancing monkey is failing to entertain me, therefore it's bad and deserves my ire. And like, you should be looking at it more as a relationship. Like you have an ongoing relationship you're trying to nurture, and not just looking at it for like escapism or whatever, because that's the most surface level fucking way to enjoy things. You want to be trying to form that bond and that connection between yourself and the artist through their art. And if you don't connect with it, that's fine. It's just not for you. Like, there's no good or bad. It's just about, like, it can be good to you, it can be bad to you, but it's just you. Like, it's just like having a conversation or a relationship with a human being. Like, when a human being fails to entertain you, you don't treat them like shit. That they are their own fucking person. They don't exist for you, you know? And that's just the problem with Chainsaw Man getting so mainstream and so, like, being in Shonen Jump and being so popular. Just a lot of people aren't necessarily the right audience for it, you know?
I also think that there were a lot of things that were built up for, like, if you look at, like, the promotional, like, art for Chainsaw Man, there's, like, the picture of Chainsaw Man cutting Asa's head in two, and it's like there were things that were happening, and I think that's why people were ultimately frustrated, is because it just kind of, like, ended. And I'm fine with it, because the ending, honestly, like, it tickled the good fan service, like, module in my brain, where it's like, I like this, I'm happy. Because, like, all my favorite characters are back.
I guess we're getting into the ending. Yeah, it's fucking
yeah.
I just wanted to move on from the. I wanted to move on from the discourse part, because
thank you.
One thing about
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
One thing about the ending that's really, like, gotten to me is that, and it reminds me of, this is just going to be like a little thing about discourse, but it goes back to this ending, and it's not really going to entertain that idea much. But people are always so focused on having a take the moment something comes out, and what I've found out time and time again is that my favorite things or really anything, but especially my favorite things, I never actually had the right or, like, good understanding that I have of them now whenever I was immediately experiencing them for the first time. Yeah. It's always been upon thinking about them, or, like, seeing what other people that I think, like, you know, have good taste have to say about it, and then experiencing it over and over, and maybe living, like, 5 years, you know, later, and seeing it again over and over again, and figuring out new things about it and how that relates to me, that has actually made me think, oh, this thing is awesome. And I think that that's how it is with this ending, that this is not an ending to have a take on, like, now, because people are going to be mad about it the way that it happened, but, like, 10 years down the line, people are going to definitely be a lot better about that, because then people are going to think about it, and it's actually going to have time to sit with them.
The ending to me just feels like, it reminds me of the quote from the South Park episode Raisins. Don't laugh. I was prefacing that, don't laugh. Okay. Where after Butters gets broken up by the Raisins girl, he's, like, crying. And, like, Stan had been broken up by Wendy earlier in the episode, and he's, like, all, like, goth, like, I'm gonna burn the world down and kill all these people. And Butters is just, like, crying in the rain. And Stan's, like, comes up to him, he's like, aren't you mad at the world? And Butters is like, well, yeah, I'm sad, but it's, like, a good sad. Like, I'm happy this happened to me, and I got to experience this kind of, like, one moment that happened. And yeah, it's, like, sucks that it's over, but I wouldn't, like, replace that feeling that now it's over, the sadness, because, like, a good sadness, it's like a warm sadness.
I with this ending, even in the 2 days that I've taken to reflect on it after reading, initially I was like, why did it end so quickly? But, like, going back on it, it kind of has a better impact that way. I think that basically the problem that was happening got too far out of scale and almost, like, needed to be reset in a way of showing, like, here's the bad ending. Like, Chainsaw Man, like, leads to higher highs and higher highs until, like, you fuck things up so bad. Like,
yeah, it's drug addiction.
Yeah, it's unsalvageable. So, like, what if I just never existed?
I guess there's some...
And you get, like, a regrounding, and it's kind of cool.
You could make the argument that, like, Fujimoto had watched The Big Lebowski, and he liked the absurdism in it, and kind of, like, the non-committal to everything. And there's some of that in this. Like, the absurdity of life is just, like, things kind of happen, and it's very, like, anticlimactic. But also, I do think that he was just kind of, like, done with Chainsaw Man. And I think it's very obvious.
Yeah.
in some of the later
He had,
chapters.
Plenty of commentary where he was talking about like how he was like almost like wanting to quit drawing and just write, and then I don't know. I also still feel like the ending, it kind of it's certain characters noticing the kind of cycle that Denji has gone through. Like Pochita notices that Denji is clearly trapped in a cycle of constantly like not being able to be fulfilled, and that again like Pochita's existence is what is ultimately causing like all of this pain. And so Pochita's like, hey, I have the ability to literally stop this. I'm just going to do that because I want what's best for Denji, and nobody else is going to do that but me, clearly. Like, nobody actually cares about this guy or has the power to do this. I do. I'm doing it. And then he does it. And it's perfectly in character.
I think if you think that's out of character for Denji, I would encourage you to reread most of the manga, because Denji is a very agency-less character throughout the entire story. Things just kind of happen to him, and he just is like, okay, we're doing this now.
Yeah, he's a very reactionary character.
Anytime he tries to take control, it goes bad too. Like,
yeah,
and that's why he wants to like not have agency in his life at some times.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't work out for him.
Sad is that there's nobody in the story that either A, has his best interest in heart, or B, has the power to actually stop the cycle, except for Pochita. And Pochita, it's perfectly in character for him to want to act in Denji's best interest. Like, none of this is out of character for anybody. This is the logical conclusion for the story. Like, if you were in that situation, you'd done the same thing if you were like Pochita, for example. Because, like, nobody does. Asa can't do anything. She's taken over by the War Devil. The War Devil's a bitch and wants to kill everyone. So it's like, nobody can do anything. No one can do anything for him except Pochita. And Pochita knows exactly what to do. He has the exact solution.
Yeah.
I feel like people would call that a Deus Ex Machina, but like I personally have never felt like Deus Ex Machina was necessarily a bad trope. Like,
it's not.
I feel like
whenever it's set up like that, all the ingredients were there for a long time.
Like people describe it like it's a cardinal sin to have a Deus Ex Machina in your story, but I feel like a lot of authors do come up with one and keep it in their back pocket for like, because writing yourself into a corner is a thing that happens. Like when you're trying to pump out a weekly manga, you have to use every fucking idea you come up with because you have to keep pumping it out. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And I honestly would give Fujimoto a lot of credit for how well he did handle things. Like, the Pochita eating himself is a crazy idea, and Pochita himself says, I don't know what'll happen if I do this. Like, it's the last resort. It's the very last fucking card he could possibly play. And you just know Fujimoto probably thought of that a long time ago and was like, if I'm coming up with this power, I should consider what would happen if Chainsaw Devil ate himself. That'd be really fucked up. I'll save that for the end. It's like in a game of D&D when you have like a bottomless pouch and you put your or what is it? It's like a portable hole. That's what it is. You have a portable hole.
Put like two bags of holding together.
It's you have a portable hole and then put it inside your bag of holding, and it literally opens up a portal to another dimension and warps everything within 30 feet of it into like hell, basically. It's just just that kind of weird, like, obscure shit. I'm just gonna break the physics of this story, you know. Then
I was gonna bring that up too, the idea of like putting a black hole inside of itself essentially is what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
it's
while reading
much
it,
just like the big red button for the story, and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
it also lets me have my headcanons.
Yeah.
True. I like how open-ended it is now. I was upset with it at first, but I like how open-ended it is now.
Yep.
I like that Aki is back alive, Himeno's back alive.
Well,
all these
assuming
eating pelmeni in Russia, and everybody's happy.
Without Chainsaw Man, there is no need for the Gun Devil to come to Earth and the devils that were eating his parts to try to fill that power vacuum. So Aki's family does not die, and he is just a cook up in upstate Japan, living his best life.
Probably. Yeah.
Everybody's just having a good time.
And Himeno's in my room right now.
Thank you, Chainsaw Man.
Exactly.
Oh, One thing, the last thing I want to talk about regarding the ending and like Chainsaw Man's powers. I brought this up just in the chat, and so I almost forgot to mention it on the podcast where it'll be like immortalized.
Yeah.
Chainsaws were originally invented to help with like pregnancy and like removing something from the body.
Yep.
So the idea of a chainsaw devil removing things from existence kind of makes sense in that regard. That was it. It was just a minor idea that I just wanted to like say. I didn't have any way to like,
I like
make an actual sequitur to it.
Yeah, I like that Pochita, who Pochita is very up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's the actual Chainsaw Devil. I think he is like an abstract concept, maybe like hope or dreams or something.
That's a cool idea.
I think another thing that's interesting is that like Pochita didn't just accumulate fear over the course of the story. There is a sense of heroism, and he becomes Chainsaw Man becomes beloved by so many people. It's not just a fear from people that who could be his enemies. It's also that he's made so many admirers. There's like a few friends too, but there's so many admirers, and so I wonder if that maybe changes the dynamic of how Pochita interacts with the story, where it's that also helps make him stronger in different ways, because he's not just accumulating fear like every other devil. Every other devil's just like, I don't give a shit, I just want to make sure everybody's scared of me. But Pochita ends up operating in a very different way, probably because of him being a tool.
It's the Monsters Inc. twist
to help people.
Yeah.
He is
Laughter
a superhero.
is 10 times more powerful than the scary.
Greaves.
He is said to be a superhero both in hell and on Earth. So
yeah,
he's the good one.
He's pretty much like a tokusatsu character. He's very cool.
Yeah. I would say while reading the final arc, I thought the War Devil arc got off to a really fucking lame start with the whole reveal of like, oh, by the way, I'm not actually Famine, I'm Death Devil, and the real Famine is this idiot over here. I was just like, okay, like I kind of felt like Death was not a very interesting character. She was just kind of around, and she was funny, but like nothing about her made her particularly interesting to me, and I thought she was kind of a throwaway villain until, which I guess may or may not be true, because they kind of hype her up to be like, oh, Death Devil's like the final boss fight of part 2, Death Devil's coming one day, and they make that reveal during like the church arc, I think, of like the Death Devil, the strongest devil of all. And I was pretty hyped for that, thinking, oh, this has to be like the Darkness Devil, but like times 10, some like unthinkably awesome, crazy shit is going to happen. Some massive aura farming chapter, just like the Darkness Devil with the moon and everything. And what happened instead was Death Devil shows up and is just like, hi, I'm Lil D. And I was like, the fuck? And
Literally.
I was kind of mad at first until I slowly realized that this was not the Death Devil arc, it was the War Devil arc, and fucking Yoru was the final boss instead. I was like, oh, this fucks. Like, once the fight actually starts, it gets really awesome. Sorry, I know I said earlier that I'm not generally a fan of the long drawn out fights. This arc goes on for like 40 fucking chapters, and I was enjoying it pretty much the entire time while the fight was happening. It was a lot of fun. I think maybe the fights in the Aging Devil arc were better, particularly with Yoru like summoning the trigger finger of every fucking NRA member in the United States.
Yeah, that is pretty hype.
That shit was awesome.
It's hilarious and awesome.
I think Yoru just works because she's so stupid and crazy.
She's so childish.
She is.
She's the perfect embodiment of war itself.
The most outlandish fucking powers ever. Anything that belongs to me, I can make into a weapon, including the NRA.
Like when the Moray
Including
Eel
the state
Devil
of
gets
Michigan.
eaten. Like when the Moray Eel Devil gets eaten, she's like, no more eel.
I love that part. Oh my god. When I read that part, I like posted a GIF in the chat in Discord. I like posted that GIF of the eel monsters from Mario 64, and then I deleted it immediately. And I was like, wasn't there like something really scary in a Mario game? I forget.
You get hit with the Ohio beam. Ohio blast.
Moray, no!
Moray, no!
The derpiest fucking devil.
It's like the derpiest looking, yeah. All of her comrades. I love her entrance too, and out of hell with all the viscera. It just goes hard.
Just one of my favorite kinds of gags is introduce a really dumb looking thing out of nowhere. It's there for like 2 pages. This main character is suddenly very attached to it. Morail, my best friend, that dies immediately. And she goes, no!
You'll pay for that.
It's funny.
But yeah, my emotions while reading the final chapters. My first feeling, it's like I read that whole scene of Pochita being like, Denji, I want you to keep dreaming. I'm going to eat myself now. And I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? Why? And then, like it happened so suddenly. It took me a second to remember, oh wait, yeah, that's right. Death is gone. Death as a concept is erased. That means all of the bugs on Earth within hours reproduce like crazy, and all the bug devils become unstoppable, and the Earth is just fucking terrible and dead and rotted.
Yeah, pestilence just like took over.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's
that's the
completely
thing about like that
fucked.
bug devil, like why it was so strong in the War Devil. Like whenever they end up in hell, is because it's like, yeah, if you think about it, once death is removed, bugs will become the scourge of humanity. And the thing is that it won't kill you, which makes it even worse. We're all just going to be skeletons, not trying to writhe in pain as we're still, having bugs like eat our eyes out, and we have like blisters and boils and shit, and all of our crops are gone. Like you just get annihilated, but you don't die. It's horrible. It's horrible.
But yeah, when I got to that final chapter, I spent the whole time I was reading it, I was thinking really hard, trying to like make sense of it at first. Just being like, okay, so it's like time travel now? Like Pochita never existed? Ever? So I was just like trying to like logic my way through it and be like, okay, so now Power's alive. Denji still becomes a devil hunter, but instead of Makima, it's Nayuta. So I was thinking, okay, so it's not time travel, because Nayuta is still Nayuta. It's just like it resurrected everyone who was a devil, I guess, because I didn't see any of the human characters that died. I didn't see Aki or anybody, so that was my immediate thought. And then what really set me off was when they show up to Asa's school to fight that devil that kills the sexual predator teacher, and then awesome. But he asks Power asks him what kind of weapon he wants, and he asks for a chainsaw, and I was like, what? Okay, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me now. I have no idea what's happening. There are no rules. Everything that happened, like when the ear devil got erased, this is not the same thing. Pochita eating himself did something completely different, and I don't fucking know what's going on anymore. But the important thing is that Denji and Asa made goo-goo eyes at each other, and Power is still alive, and they're still friends, and they work together. And I was just really happy to see that. And I don't know.
That's why I said it's like the best fan service.
Yeah, like, is it a cop-out that, like, the world went to shit and it all got undone immediately with the big red button? Like, sure, you can call it a cop-out. Yeah, it kind of is. But take into account the emotional, like, through line of a story. Like, you know how if you're watching a TV show, there might be, like, one episode that's really fucking dark and depressing, and then the episode immediately after that is, like, more funny or chill? Like, that's deliberate. That's to give you relief from what you just saw. And I think it makes sense that throughout most of part 1, it was funny and joyous and wacky, and then it ended in absolute fucking misery. Makes sense that part 2 was mostly misery and ends with something nice. I think that makes sense, and it's a nice compliment to part 1.
I also just don't think they could have continued the War Devil arc, honestly. Like, it was kind of overstaying its welcome.
Chapters of the fight.
Well, how else could it have ended? Everyone dies? Is that a good ending? Would it be better if everyone just fucking died?
No. It was just, to me, it was overstaying its welcome.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I get bored.
Well, you also
with
read it for a
changing.
wole year, because you read it weekly. And so if it's 40 chapters, you read that for literally a whole year.
The fight was long as shit. And in like a weekly/bi-weekly format. But when you binge read it, it goes by pretty fast, because you have to think that, like, again, like, these are Shonen Jump chapters. These are like 20 pages long.
They're like 12, 12 to 10.
Yeah, they're like 12 to 20 pages long. So it flies the fuck by, because it's like, what, it's just nothing. It doesn't.
Yeah. Well, even so, even when binge reading it, it did feel like the fight lasted for like half an hour.
Oh, yeah, it's a long fight.
The actual, like, end of the series, like, the resolution was just 2 chapters, so it was kind of weird how, like,
yeah.
like, I saw the arc was 40 chapters long. I'm like, really? It's like 39 chapters of fighting and then one chapter of and then they lived happily ever after. Like, you could have shown more.
It does feel weird.
could've.
I hope in the
Could've
anime
taken your time.
adaptation 15 years from now, it like will expand upon it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So I'm ready to see what Fujimoto wants to do next at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Idol manga. He's gonna make his idol manga.
I wouldn't mind if there was a Chainsaw Man Part 3. I'd be down with it, especially if it was just like a hard reset, like just start over from scratch with a new protagonist. I'd be down. Just like,
I mean, it can be done.
you know, like you can do whatever the fuck you want. You hit the reset button, fuck it.
Yeah, it could
be
be done with
anything.
Denji.
It could be done with Denji. My preference would be if Denji and Asa showed up again, but they were like side characters, kind of like the Pokemon manga, where there's like
Yeah,
new main characters,
cool.
but the other ones like get older and you get to see them every now and again. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
I think back to the dancing monkey analog is that I think that this monkey is definitely, it's kind of old and I don't think it wants to dance anymore. We should find another monkey. This monkey's like joints are hurting and it's
not
kind
a
of inhumane
monkey.
at this point.
It's
to-
not a
to force this
dancing
monkey to
monkey. That was
dance.
my whole point, is that it's not a dancing monkey.
Well, this is a dancing monkey, and we're being very inhumane by wanting the monkey to dance longer than it wants to. Monkeys have feelings too. They're valuable, just like people.
God damn it.
Let him go and roleplay as his little sister on Twitter.
No.
Yes.
Thank you.
God damn it.
Please,
Also,
Twitter, free Fujimoto, free him.
The greatest
and then maybe
monkey
Twitter will be good
dancer of
again.
all time that danced for 30 years is Monkey D. Luffy. So I think we're fine.
Damn.
That's facts.
Okay,
I
let's
think this monkey can dance a little bit more.
all right, final round. Let's fucking, who's your favorite character in Chainsaw Man manga, one by one? Brody, go.
Oh, me? Fuck. Probably Kwanzi.
Based. All
Yeah.
right, Petra, who's your favorite character in the Chainsaw Man manga?
So,
I wonder.
no, hey, it's actually Asa. I would say overall,
Based as
like
fuck.
we're talking about like writing and like building and just overall like vibes as a character. I really like Asa,
Yeah,
but like Quan Chi and Himeno are my wives.
nice.
That's different.
True.
Okay.
But yeah,
Kino.
I love her.
Kino, who's your favorite character, Chainsaw Man?
I do love Kwanzi and Lil D for their vibes and awesomeness, but I think I'm gonna be the basicest of bitches and say that Pochita is the GOAT, the Chainsaw Devil. Every single time that he truly turns into Chainsaw Man, he just becomes the embodiment of carnage and destruction. And also, again, Pochita is the GOAT because he knew how the story was going, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to be the only good person in this whole story, and actually made a objectively good choice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chainsaw Man.
Thank you.
Who's your
Chainsaw
favorite?
Man.
Who's your favorite, Crona?
I think my favorite has to be Power, just because she's such a little chaos gremlin, and I love her so fucking
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's so many good characters. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Asa definitely is a contender for being my favorite. I was surprised at how much I loved Asa. I just wish there was more of her. Biggest complaint, just aside from like Denji being a sex crazed maniac, actual biggest complaint with Chainsaw Man, the entire manga. Why not more Asa? Why is she not the main character? How could you do
It's
this
called
to
Chainsaw Man, not girl failure girl.
Not
That's called
Lord
Chainsaw
Devil.
Man, not female.
It's not Chud girl. It's not Chud Floyd. It's fucking Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Foil.
Fuck. Chainsaw Floyd.
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw. We're gonna have a Tezuka, or no, it's no, it's not. It's we're gonna have a Tezuka moment, or that's who fucking made Devilman, right? We're gonna have Chainsaw Man Lady, just like we had Devilman Lady.
Dark Magician Girl.
Yes.
It's fucking...
Chainsaw with boobs. Now I don't even need to have this objective anymore. I can touch my own.
Chainsaw with boo.
Dingy figures out HRT arc.
All right,
Oh no.
it's time for me to consume every last one of you. I'm pulling the ripcord on my
Wait,
chest.
we didn't mention the Halloween lady. We didn't mention how she goes Halloween.
Free
Thank you,
out.
Chainsaw Man.